All right, let's get back right to it. We have round 4 starting soon, very soon, the semifinals, some might say. Here we go. I hope you all got a little leg stretch, got a drink, got something to eat. Thank you, DVA Nick. Really enjoyed your comments today. But we are going to go ahead and take a gander, some might say, over at the Longshanks. So I was just speaking to a fellow X-Force player, and it seems like there are a lot of unused factions in the stats for this particular event. Let's take a look at some of the unused affiliations. A-Force, unused. Black Order, unused. Inhumans, also unused. This one might surprise people, but S.H.I.E.L.D. is also unused, as is Midnight Suns, Spider Foes, Wakanda, Weapon X, and this one might be the most shocking of all, X-Men. That's right. No one's run X-Men in the team event. What do you think about that? Let me know, sound off in chat. No X-Men have been used in the team event today. Make sure you floss well. Keep your dental hygiene up and at 'em. Right? What? That's wild. Absolutely wild. You might be like, did I roll a wild? Well, no, because it's wild that no one has used X-Men in this team tournament at all. Right? We have X-Force players, which, by the way, thank you. I appreciate every single one of you, as I'm sure Dizzard does as well. Going hard for those X-Force stands out there. But let's break down a little bit about some of the affiliations that have been played and how many players there are of them. So let's just start alphabetically, some might say. 3 games, 3 players, Asgard. 5 games, 9 players, Avengers. 6 games, 8 players, Brotherhood. 3 games, 5 players, 4 Shadowlands. 1 game, 1 player. 1 game, 1 player. Convocation. 9 games, 14 players. That ratio seems like it's good. It's not super stellar as far as how often they're being played when they could be. 9 to 14, Criminal Syndicate. For every game where there was a player for Dark Dimension, then Dark Dimension got did. Same for Defenders with 1 and 1. Games played for Guardians of the Galaxy. 3 games played, 7 players. Could, in fact, make that. 3 out of 4 for Hellfire Club. Hitting a pretty good ratio there. Hydra, 1 out of 2. Sentinels.
Wait, what?
Sentinels. There's 1 Sentinels player. They have played Sentinels, guess what? Every game.
Nice.
Every game they've played Sentinels. There's 11 players for Web Warriors. They have been selected as the leadership 6 games. Winter Guard, 2 and 4. 50% of the time they play Winter Guard every time.
How is there more Winter Guard than A-Force?
Great question, Tan. X-Force.
What's this one?
1 to 2. That is Midnight Suns.
Oh.
X-Force, half the time, they're played every time. That is Shadowlands Daredevil, or Cabal.
Oh, Cabal. So was that?
Convocation.
Okay, I thought that was going to be Convocation. All right.
X-Force, 2 players, played 1 time.
But how, X-Force but no Weapon X? This is very surprising data.
Yep, it really is.
I'm floored. What?
Huh?
Hey! Hey, thank you.
Who are you?
My name's Scott. I'm on there as Serpent, but I don't talk.
All right. Well, welcome, dude.
Well, thank you so
Hell
much.
Yeah.
I got to try not to be biased the whole game.
No, we're going to be biased as hell.
Nice.
You know what? To
No,
be
I'm
honest,
definitely biased.
I'm kind of a fan of Kapapa as well.
Oh, he's
All
a
right.
fan of a Grim Podcast Apparel's Adventure. I'm rooting for him. Sorry. But is his name was Scott?
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, so guys, we are about 13 minutes away from our next Adepticon card giveaway. So get excited for that. We also have a patron of the Professional Casual Network, Scott, going to be playing on the left side of the table today as well. Super excited about that.
I love it.
100%.
Sometimes this stuff that we do, it's always fun.
Mm-hmm.
There are times where it's more like work, but
How'd they get them? I want some.
I don't know how they got it. Do you want to show them?
Yeah, I do. All right,
What are
so AMG, by the way, guys, maybe you've seen pictures of these kind of around the web. So AMG has provided some new range rulers. For I don't know how exactly you get them here. There may be prizes for some of the events or
want
something along
those.
those lines. But they are dope. So this is the range 5. It has like wild symbols all over it. With those,
almost looks like Havoc's
right?
blast.
Guess what, all you Web Warriors fans? Size 4 is a blast of webbing.
You can see that web at the top there. That's awesome.
Some of those cosmic bubbles for the range 3.
Kirby dots.
The old Kirby dots. And some beautiful flames for the range 2.
And these are AMGs?
These are AMGs. AMGs brought these to Adepticon.
I want to go to that.
I very much do too. They are so dope. They are so awesome. They are rad. Here
Yeah, I
are
don't
the
even know how to get a hold of those, but I want to set.
correct. I've tried to steal them from the TOs multiple times.
You keep getting caught.
I keep getting caught.
Whose
Taylor.
are those? Are they going to notice? when they
These
come
are
getting back?
these are Scott's.
Yeah.
Awesome, and that not only so maybe
Well, how
maybe,
did he get them?
maybe that's what it is. Maybe he was just like he went up there. He's like, you know what? I'm a patron of the Professional Casual Network. Why don't you give me some of those range rulers? And they were like, oh my gosh, we didn't know that. Absolutely. They are awesome, Otis. They are doper magopers. You're the best. I love you.
Oh,
Also,
thanks.
just if we can get a sound off in chat right now for Lindsay and how much she has been doing. All of the posts of
Lindsay.
everything that's been going on. Yeah, swing in here, girl. She is the
best.
Every option that was in there was like, this is something I probably shouldn't say on stream. But she's incredible. Absolutely love this lady. Wow.
When she
Is that the
smiles.
General Sal's?
I should have.
Okay, that looks dope. That'd be difficult to eat on stream though versus
Yeah.
shoving down some chicken tenders.
That was my thing. I'll just hork down some chicken tenders and be good for a couple hours.
Lindsay is the MVP, 100%.
Chicken. But I mean, this place is buzzing still. It's awesome. We walked around the vendor section earlier. There's so much going on there. They've got the Shatterpoint demos right out. It looks so cool. I love the models are bigger than I expected. I feel like they're slightly larger than MCP scale, and they just look great. They're so detailed. I can't wait to get that. June seems so far away for that. Taylor got to demo it last night. He said it's a blast. He said it's just really fun.
Nick, hell yeah. We'll see you next year, man.
Yes, it's funny because Adepticon was my first convention of any kind like this
Same.
last year. I think for all of us except Taylor had been to a PAX once, just as an attendee, and it was just like, oh, this is what these conventions are like. I want to do this all the time.
We got spoiled straight up. Like if Adepticon is your first convention, you will you're not only you're going to have a good time, but it's going to set an unrealistic expectation for other conventions that you go to.
I mean, we started at the top.
Right?
Everything else has been a blast as well, but it just this is it's so hard to describe.
Brotherhood Brothers.
The
The
Brotherhood
Brotherhood
Brothers.
Brothers.
So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of make us.
That scared me.
Yeah, we almost died there.
The backdrop started moving too much.
Jordan M. and Don R.
All right. So we know at least we're going to have the Brotherhood on one side. AMG is Shatterpoint demo up on the YouTube. Yes, they do.
Right, they
Chick
put
did
that
a
out
live one
earlier
today.
And we had him on here earlier for an interview.
That's true.
That was supposed to be like 15 minutes, and of course he got going for like half an hour or something. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I sat down to listen in at one point, and he used one of our regular jokes, and I really appreciated it. I almost fell out of the chair laughing so hard because I was not expecting it. Something about it could be a boat. I didn't hear the setup, but the punchline was enough to get me.
So we were talking about MODOK, right? And how releasing kind of a cutting or a deep cut character like that early in the game makes it so like it could be anything. You don't know what's going to come next. It could even be a boat.
Ah, that's so good.
All right. So I have Jordan and Donald on my side. Looking at rosters, we have Hulk, She-Hulk, Cap, Iron Man, Winter Soldier, Black Widow, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., Hawkeye, Spider-Man, Peter, Spider-Man, Miles, Ghost Spider, Black Cat, Venom, Daredevil, Moon Knight. Tactics cards are 1-2 Punch, Disarm, Trip Up, Sucker Punch, Mission Objective, Patch Up, Agents of Smash, Avengers Assemble, and Gamma Launch. We are looking at Gamma Waves, Infinity Formula, and Deadly Meteors as Secures, Skrulls, Infiltrate, Research Station, and Fear Grips the World as Secures.
Whew, so much here. So I have the Brotherhood brothers. They've got Magneto, naturally, Juggernaut, Rhino, Rogue, Blob, X-23, and Toad on one side. The other person has Mystique, Pyro, Apex, Sabretooth, Emma Frost, Winter Soldier, Wong, and Hulk. For Team Texas card, they got Asteroid M, Follow Me, There's a Robbery, Do You Know Who I Am? Magnetic Refraction, Indomitable, X-Ceptional Healing, Deception, Pyrotechnics, and Mind Transfer, that new Emma one that's really gives somebody else an activation token. Nice. For their, I think we already know the crisis, don't we?
Yes.
But they brought Intrusions, Riots, Demons Downtown, and then Montesi, Research Station, Mutant, Extremis, Targets, and Senators.
All right, and what are we going to play?
We're doing Skrulls and Riots, 21 threat.
Skrulls and Riots at 21. You love to see it, Chuck.
Opted against 24 threat.
It's been a long day for some of these players. Electing for a smaller threat. Certainly don't think that's an awful idea.
What was the other team? Jason and Don?
Yes, Jason and Don.
Right, like, I feel like I'm mentally tired from sitting here talking about the game all day. I can't imagine how these players have got to be pooped.
Right?
After playing 3 games and then they got 2 to go.
2 left.
But it's just, you get that adrenaline rush every game. So, like, you get tired between the games and you get going again. And you're like, yeah, get pumped up. At least that's how I am with tournaments.
I get that way too. So like mentally, I'm actually like super still into this a lot, but physically, I'm very, very, very tired.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, like, I'm physically exhausted. A lot of that was very little sleep last night. Yeah, I can be tired. Get out of here, Taylor.
Dan's been here all week just killing it, you know. I'm joking. To be
The thing
fair,
is, after the last game is done, it's like, all right, bedtime. Just add some caffeine. Yeah, that was the main reason for a dinner break, was to get more caffeine.
all right,
Let's be honest.
There's the Longshanks in chat, and just so you can, if you want to take a look at some of the other games and matches.
His name is Beanpole.
He is a shadow of a man since he came back from Vietnam.
Tell me a beanpole? What?
So we got subjected to a bunch of Les Claypool on the drive out.
Subjected to? Did Taylor choose the music again?
No, that was Brian. He was like, hey, Tim, why don't you play this album real quick? And I was like, okay. And it was a Beanpole, which was like a side project of all of the Les Claypool friends playing instruments they don't know how to play.
That sounds awesome.
Over 20 years, just recording a song every few years whenever they happen to get together.
Well, didn't he have us listen to some of that on the way to an event he was hosting?
Mm-hmm.
And it was actually really cool.
Yeah, I like Primus a lot. But this is like the B-sides of B-sides.
Right. But it was like kind of
Some
like
of them
folky.
some of them were very good. Yes,
Yeah.
it's very funk rock. Not funk rock, but funk rock.
Well, like, maybe I'm thinking of something else.
Maybe
but
it's
it
just
was
funk.
like folk rock.
Yes, it's folk funk.
Folk funk.
Funk folk.
Funk folk. Fuck. For Jiggy Jar Jar do.
Dirty, dirty, dir.
All right, we're picking out our squads here. We might get.
All right.
We got a lot to choose from.
Yeah.
You got Hulk on both sides. I read over the things. How'd I miss that?
Funk folk rock. 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 Crushed it. Crushed it.
That was amazing.
That was a lot.
I'm not even mad.
Like 10 times, 3 times. It seems like that would be difficult.
Yeah, that was
Nailed
super
it.
dangerous, I feel like, too.
Yeah, it was. I think I slipped up before when I was saying it goofy. That's why I said.
So what was my
Jiggy
goblin's
Jar
name?
Jar.
The barbarian?
Nope.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. 0%.
He was a great character, though.
He was. He was.
We need to bring that team back at some point.
Yeah, playing Fumbus actually was a bunch of fun.
What?
Huh?
No, not the Iconics.
Mm.
But you had Brick and I had Frunk the Monk.
That's right. I forgot
Gee.
about Brick.
Ben played that Halfling Paladin. I think her name was Minnie.
Mm-hmm.
And GB had that classic bard that would summon a demon organ grinder.
Keeg.
Keeg! Such a JB character. He was bad at everything except playing music. And it was he just turned the crank, the thing was automated.
Just summon it from the depths.
Yeah.
And to be fair, this was like an Iditarod campaign.
Oh, it was so cool.
He would summon an organ while we're on like toboggans.
Yep. But to help us cross a frozen river.
We're gonna have to precariously get this egg. I'm gonna just mage hand it.
Yep. Oh my God, it was such a great little. It was only like 3 episodes we did. It's just on the Patreon. Pathfinder 2nd Edition. We were really first learning the game. But like, if you're into the roleplay part of it at all, then it's all stellar. Like, we get better at the rules as we go, of course. But the roleplay is always there.
So it looks like we're getting Web Warriors on the right side.
Web Warriors.
I see Miles out. Could be a splash, but
I do see Miles. See Black Cat. I almost said Golden Spider. That's not a thing. Ghost Spider. Both
Not with-
Hulks? Is
not
that
with
what
that attitude. Who knows
Josh
what'll
was just
be
telling
announced.
us about? They had to go up against both Hulks?
Mm-hmm.
I like that a lot.
Actually,
Both Hulks in Web Warriors? Yeah.
having that in context here a little bit, especially in a team tournament, it's like, yeah, we went up against Web Warriors and both Hulks.
It's like getting the worst end of both sticks. Like, you got the maneuverable, obnoxious characters and the just stand there, take it tanks.
Sleepy Gary, actually, you know what? We have time right now. We're not in the center of the game, so let's do it. You're right.
It is tech.
Thank you for reminding me. All right, this next question is provided by Dan. So this question, the first person to answer this correctly will get their own full set of the Adepticon alternate art tactics cards.
Woo.
If you win this, shoot me an email at tim@professionalcasual.com so I can get your address, or shoot us a message on the Facebook or right here on Twitch so I know who you are and know who to send it to. Also, thank you Dexstars Labs for the Prime sub, and also The Cynical for the follow.
Yeah.
All right, get ready. Here we go. First person to answer this question, and this is a great one. This is actually, I'm very impressed with Dan for coming up with this one, because I like it a lot. It's a little bit harder.
Hopefully.
What comic did Sabretooth first appear in? What comic did Sabretooth first appear in?
We're just looking for the title of the comic. You don't have to tell us exactly what number.
Strong Style says Moon Knight. That is not correct. Iron Fist. Deviate Nick.
He's got it. Iron Fist.
It was Iron Fist. Congratulations.
I like that one because you're like, wait, what? Sabretooth has nothing to do with Iron Fist. But that's where he first showed up, and then they made him a Wolverine villain.
Mm-hmm. So Deviate Nick, well done. Go ahead and shoot me your address, and we'll get that out to you next week when we're back from the old Adepticon.
I like trying
Perfect.
to mix it up, too, with things that are a little easier and a little more difficult, just for funsies.
Perfect timing. So on the right side of the stage, we are going to have Web Warriors.
Web Warriors.
Web Warriors, as we know, is going to be led by Miles Morales. No Web Warrior roster would be complete without Ghost Spider.
Does she have a hyphen?
She does.
Oh, wow, there is. I was just kind of curious.
Black Cat. And the old gruesome twosome, Hulk and She-Hulk. You sure it wasn't Aluminium Foot? All right, for Tactics cards, we have Agents of Smash.
Nice.
Patch Up. Gamma Launch. Not only Gamma Launch, but the Adepticon Gamma Launch from last year. Trip Up. Sucker Punch. And 1-2 Punch.
No, all webbed up?
No, all webbed up.
What? That's very surprising.
On the Brotherhood side,
Brotherhood.
we are going to have Mystique.
A lot of characters.
I was like, this doesn't seem like enough. Mystique, Toad, Rhino, Juggernaut, Pyro, and Apex Brother Sabretooth. I didn't even intend to say it wrong that time. It's unfortunately stuck in my brain.
It's just how it is now.
As far as tactic cards, we have Asteroid M, Deception, X-Ceptional Healing, Indomitable, Do You Know Who I Am, and This Is a Robbery. Indomitable, Exceptional Healing, Deception, Asteroid M, Do You Know Who I Am, and This Is a Robbery.
This is a robbery.
Dormammu, give me your wallet. This is a robbery.
Hulk, this is a robbery.
Yeah, actually. All right, we'll shoot down to the game screen. Shout out to Danny.
That's so good.
Did you already do trivia this hour? Yes. We did it just a couple minutes ago.
Just missed it.
Just missed it. The winner of that was Deviate Nick, who got the question, what was the first comic, the title of the comic, that Sabretooth appeared in? And the answer was Iron Fist.
Iron Fist. If anybody's read that, what's the story? Why was Sabretooth involved? I don't actually know. I just know the fact.
Mm-hmm.
I don't actually know what was going on there. I'm excited to see Rhino. I really like Rhino. We saw a lot of him recently at another event we covered. I forget what it was, but we saw a ton of Rhino because he was real new. Looks like the people backed off on him a little bit, but I'm really excited to see him again. I think he's a super fun piece. I really like him in Criminal Syndicate. He's shockingly fast.
I think it was at LVO. He had like kind of just
there was
come
a
out.
ton of them. Right, that's what it was. When I used him at our event recently, the person I played like the second round, I had him attack so he could place within one to be within range of an objective and then pick up another one at the same time or something. And the guy I was playing with is like, wow, so you really like think ahead here and like plan out what you're going to do to get the points. And I was like, I tried to, yeah. But Rhino is, I feel like he's one of those pieces that you expect him to just barrel forward and crash into things, but he's really more of an objective piece that I think fits into Criminal Syndicate so well because he's a tank. Like, he can sit on objective, count as two, but he's also running around picking up stuff. I like him a lot.
Like, here's 40 wounds. Deal with it.
So I'm happy to see him here.
Taylor just letting us know that the Web Warrior side here just being like, here's 40 wounds. Figure it out.
That's just with the Hulks.
Between the two Hulks.
Not to mention the 3 other characters.
And this is going to be uphill for Brotherhood here with those two on the table. There's not like a Helios on the table to be able to, as Vincent has talked about, when you see a big Hulk or a She-Hulk on the other side of the field, they're just a big bag of health.
Yeah.
You can't overkill them. So taking a Hulk from healthy to gone
Yeah.
can happen with some spikes.
Too, like with a Hulk or She-Hulk, a viable tactic is often to just do your best to ignore them. Play around them as much as you can. But when there's both, like to ignore both of them,
It's a lot. It's a lot to do. All right, the Incords are intact.
You could tell it's been a long day. All the players are currently sitting, which doesn't happen often in this game. I'm sure people will get up to move things around and whatnot, but I'm sure feet are sore.
Yeah, we're in the concrete room, and it happens to the best of us.
In the concrete room. All right. Did we get priority yet? Jason and Don got priority.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to mark it on the other one, but I forgot to. I don't remember game 3 who had priority.
I don't either.
Not that it's super important. I just thought it was neat to note that.
Oh, and what objectives we're playing too? Oh, it is. Okay, it is there. Yep.
It's on the top of this one.
Perfect.
So, taking notes, so when we put these on YouTube, we can get more. We can have those notes at the bottom ready to go.
Vodka Blitz, hey buddy, how are ya? Good to see ya. Consensus I've seen is that he's way undercosted for what he does, probably in line for a bit of toning. Very well could happen. We're doing good, dude. How are you?
So good.
Black Cat double moves, picks up a scroll, and puts.
Black Cat is going to double move, picks up a Skrull, and looks like she doesn't trigger the move off it. And she will be within range 1 to be also contesting that Extremis Council. This is a 21-point game, so for the team tournament, the special rules, which are pinned up above in the chat if you want to take a look at them. Effectively, each player brings seven models. Each player brings 5 tactics cards. You get 6, 3 each, in the squad that you end up forming. And every crisis is played 4 threat higher than its listed value.
The sacrificial cat.
Yeah,
She's relatively safe behind a size 4 piece of terrain. Looks like Brotherhood doesn't have anybody with wall crawler or flight. So I forget who's up next to Sabretooth. Oh, I have the list right here. Oh, it's Pyro. Yeah, I don't think anybody here has. Does Toad have wall crawler? Probably.
It's a good question.
Yep. But that tank is actually quite the blocking piece of terrain. It's going to really hurt when somebody throws it on the Brotherhood side.
Yeah.
Unless the Hulk gets there first and throws it at somebody.
Or She-Hulk.
I think Rhino and Juggernaut can both throw that. I don't know if Sabretooth can throw something that big.
I don't think so. I don't believe so anyway. I think he throws size 4s. Or size 3, sorry.
Because the tanks are size 4, all the other Hydra pieces are size 3. There's a bunch of like size 2 barricades and signs and size 1 barrels and lampposts.
Also, Nick and Vodka, thank you for the follows, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Always good to see some of the Montreal Shark Tank, whether in person or in chat.
Oh! I just realized who Vodka Blitz was. I totally forgot. Hey, how you doing?
All right, Juggernaut's going to move. Well, you're always playing when we're streaming.
Right?
You're normally on stream.
Almost every time we've done a big event, you've been there rolling dice. Don't forget, for those of you that are following, hit that the bell notification so you know exactly when we go live, because it's like 8 times a week. Might be exaggerating a little bit there.
I don't know.
What was your game stream Tuesday to Friday?
It's at least 7, because we stream Monday through Friday, Hobby Hangout, and then my streams Tuesday through Friday. Then Tuesday for the Power Phase.
That's 6.
Thursday for
and wait that I roll wild. Yeah, at least 7. Yeah. So I wasn't really exaggerating much.
No.
Barely.
No, thank you.
Thanks. Oh, what are we measuring up here? Juggernaut?
Links down below as well for the YouTube. So if you missed any of today's games or the interview that we did with Will Schick about Shatterpoint, that was honestly awesome.
Just realized that guy's porg hat. I like that a lot.
Make sure to head down there to the YouTube and follow that, because all the games from all of Adepticon will be up there eventually. And we're going to try to get that Schick interview up as soon as possible.
I'm going to try to get that separated out quick and get it uploaded. Hotel internet, though.
Correct.
We'll see what we can do before we get home with that.
Right. So Juggernaut going to double move and also pick up a Skrull. All right, he's good on the Skrull, not going to move from it. Also, if you're just joining us, every hour on the hour, all weekend long, we will be asking trivia questions. Whoever answers those trivia questions first will get a full set of this year's Adepticon alternate art cards. You'll see them
10 of
actually
them.
right down
Nope.
here.
There you go.
That way. I'm scrolling through some awesome stuff, all webbed up with Scarlet Spider and Silk.
Sweet Gamma. No, what's it called? Not Gamma Leap.
Game of Throw.
I don't know if you know this, but nothing stopped the Juggernaut.
Nothing stops the Juggernaut? I think I've heard this before.
You just smashed that big old piece of terrain out of the way.
He is just going to pop all over in there.
That didn't stop me. After he picked up that scroll. Gamma Launch, thank you.
Yeah.
I knew it was something I couldn't quite remember for some reason.
So once again, congrats to our current winners that have won since 10 a.m. this morning on the hour every hour, including a couple of additional ones, including Rev Right Mad, Half Days Ninja, Riot Tackle, Aegis Brand Studios, Lou the Lunatic, BF Trick, John Woe, Gear Jock, and Deviate Nick. Okay, with the push, he will be within 1. So surprising we haven't seen, well, it's probably going to go in the back line, if I had to guess, the Freedom Force token, right? On that Extremis Council, probably on Brotherhood's side.
I would imagine so, yeah.
Gear Jock, will we be at Gen Con? We haven't been to Gen Con before. It happens normally while we're away.
When is Gen Con? Is that in August?
It is in
that one?
August.
Yeah, it's a tough time to fit in.
Yeah. Gen Con is absolutely on the map of something that we would like to do.
That's in
Indianapolis.
Indianapolis. Yeah, I was going to say Indiana.
And then a pass for Web Warriors.
Oh. Gen Con's something I'd love to go to.
My understanding was the Marvel Crisis Protocol there didn't have a whole lot going on, or it was kind of just like demos and stuff. So hopefully that with MCP starting to really kind of take off here, and it has been taken off at a lot of other conventions.
We're making a thing about it, so making it a thing. Doing our best to push this game because we love it so much.
Yeah.
Toad.
All right, Toad is going to pick up that civilian. He's going to tongue that civilian a little bit, not roll a wild, so he will stay put. And then that slippery little Toad is going to whoop away, as Taylor said.
It's not slippery.
Oh, gotcha. He's not slippering away. He's just whoop because there was no attack received.
It's important, Tim. Get it right.
My bad, man. That's why we're professional casuals. You know, something I never knew was how close Chicago was to the Grand Canyon.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Made me look.
Got him.
Right? Because I was like, oh, great.
That's no moon. Anywho.
The things you see
What's
around
that?
the convention floor.
She-Hulk is going to double move, meet her friend,
Whoa.
Juggernaut.
She's like, hello.
They used to date.
They did.
Wait, really?
Yeah. When he was an X-Man for a little while.
Sweet, I was just being dumb.
She was his lawyer.
Was he a client?
Yeah, she was his lawyer. He
Hydrate.
joined the X-Men briefly, It was during the same time as Grant Morrison's new X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, much less serious things were happening in Uncanny X-Men.
Can she bite through steel, though?
Only Squirrel Girl
probably.
can do that. I don't know if she can.
Some
She's...
depends on the shape and girth of the steel.
Mm-hmm.
Who are we talking about?
She-Hulk.
Oh, probably then, yeah.
Who we talking about? He says. Taylor invented new shtick, so he's just got to bring it up whenever he can.
Straight through steel, though.
So, and if you are unaware, tomorrow we are going to be streaming the Challenger Standard event here at Adepticon. A lot of familiar faces will be around then. In addition to that, Sunday we will be streaming both The Worthy and the Studio Reveal. The next 12 months of new entries across all of the lines at AMG. Shatterpoint, Marvel Crisis Protocol, Armada, X-Wing, and Legion. We'll be streaming that right here.
Yo, I appreciate Strong Style's comic knowledge here. No one I was referencing specifically the Chuck Austin run that was happening concurrently.
Heck yeah.
There were parts of it that were kind of neat. That's about all I could say about it. I had to get it out,
It was good.
There were some things I loved about that Chuck Austin run. He included Iceman on the team, so that was a big win in my book, except he decided that Iceman's one and only defining character feature was he had a short temper. He didn't even make jokes. Nightcrawler made the jokes. And was like, what are you doing, bro? All right, looks like we're going with Rhino at the bottom here. Vodka Blitz, you have... Oh, it's Mystique going. I have no idea how much I agree. Wizard Iceman. Oh, that would be awesome. He looks so cool. She-Hulk.
Mystique Deception. Black Cat.
Oh, no. Deceptioning Black Cat out of there.
Uh-oh.
Yee. She's going to be in trouble. Gearjack, from what rumblings around is that there's no plans for updated or errated character cards again. They have said they are going to sell a card pack including the newly revamped missions, crises.
Wait, what?
Oh, you're saying that they're hoping for a new
Oh,
pack
hoping for.
with
Gotcha.
new cards, and everybody's talked about. They haven't said anything about doing that again.
All right, Deception on that Black Cat, and then Mystique moving up a little bit more to get within range. Maybe she's just outside of it, of that Extremis console.
It's hard to tell. Because I thought Shadowlands Daredevil was out of it earlier today, and he wasn't, so... Bobby Drake and Christian Frost. Sure, I'd take that.
Who's
box.
Christian Frost? I know Deacon Frost.
Emma's brother.
Oh.
He's also a telepath.
Dope.
He's not nearly as powerful.
Okay.
And him and Iceman have been an item on and off.
Oh, super dope. I like that. It's no Quentin Quire, but I'll take it.
Right? Iceman Quentin Quire box? Yeah,
Actually,
sure.
yeah. Let's do
Well, Iceman Glob Herman.
Christian Frost and Quentin Quire. Actually, sounds like the way to go.
Another psychic box.
I mean, who cares as long as it's not Iceman?
Wow.
Well, I didn't say that out loud. I just thought it real hard.
Thought it so hard it came out of your mouth.
Ah, nuts. Quentin and Beak.
Yes, I
yes,
love
yes.
Beak with his titanium bat.
Glob Herman and Boom Boom.
Miles double moves, picks up a Skrull, and he does get a rush.
Miles double moves, goes to pick up a Skrull. That Skrull says, and then makes a move.
I don't think Skrulls say that.
Skrulls can be anything, even a Murloc.
I mean, yeah, they can just shapeshift their, whatever to make the same sound, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right, fine. I'm okay with it.
All right. All right, those of you who bet that I could not get Dan to make a Murloc noise during Adepticon lost day one.
I mean, that'd be a good bet. Mostly because I barely know what a Murloc is.
Right.
I know it's a fish person from Warcraft.
It is. That's exactly it. That's pretty much all I need to know.
Okay.
They come in too many at a time. Is normally how it goes.
Oh,
Where there's
okay.
one, there's 50.
I remember when they made it like a playable character. It was when I cared maybe a tiny bit about the game, and I really wanted to be a Pandaren. And there was a Murloc, and I was like, that's lame. It's this little tiny fish person.
Well, you can't play Murlocs in World of Warcraft.
Maybe I don't remember it well then.
Heroes of the Storm, they did add Murky, the Murloc that you could play.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of? I don't know.
He could drop an egg somewhere, and every time you killed him, he just immediately respawned there. Because they just don't stop.
Oh, okay.
Just losing insanity and money watching this stream. Listen, that's what we're here for.
Wait, why are you out $20?
Well, because he bet that I couldn't do that.
Oh, duh. Yo, is that a sloth emoji? I love that.
That's pretty dope. Much like Psylocke.
She's pretty dope.
All right, Pyro chugging on along. Hots. That's true. The old Heroes of the Storm.
Oh, I was like, hot what?
That's
Nashville hats?
Dr. D and
No, I'm not falling for that again this year.
Rev Rightmad and I have actually been kicking it with some hots every once in a while. Even recently. Fire Blast.
Oh, I love Pyro. Whoosh.
Looks like a
Black
pretty...
Cat's in trouble.
It would, but, I mean, he's only rolled 2. Granted, it looks like it's all going through. She will crit off the skull. Or maybe that's a reroll.
Pyro, Fire Blast, Black Cat, 1 goes through.
1.
Only 1.
All
So
right.
that must have been the Web Warriors reroll that got that blank to a crit.
Yeah, she's in range to just get wrecked by Rhino, though.
Yep.
A couple of gores would probably do it.
Do you know what happens when a Rhino fights a cat? Same thing as everything else. Takes collision
Same
damage.
thing as when it fights everything else, or same thing that if it fights a Rhino?
No, when it collides with everything else.
You know what happens when a Black Cat gets gored by a Rhino?
What?
I'm just trying to reword it so it's a little clearer.
Oh.
Same thing that happens to everything else? I don't know. It's still a bad line.
Listen, people don't come here for good one-liners.
Yeah, we
They come
rehash
here-
the bad ones.
They come here for
20-year-old
one-liners that
movies.
confuse you at first and either make you laugh or mad.
Or both. You're mad that you're laughing at it.
Wait, is Hots really how Fury's Finest was born? That's awesome.
Huh.
That makes sense why Dylan's been playing with us.
Ben says we play Hots because we hate ourselves. Furry's Finest.
I actually thought that was the Fury's Finest about the Harpies in Greek lore. And the finest ones of them.
Sure.
The Furies. Right? That's a thing?
I don't know.
I'm kind of asking.
Oh.
I don't know.
I think of Furies, I think of the,
Warhammer.
yeah, basic demons in Warhammer, little fly guys.
Gwen double moves. Gets on an Extremis console.
Okay, so Gwen double moving there and picking up, like a position where she can contest an Extremis console.
Nice.
Oh, Jesse, and you met through that game. That's awesome, actually.
Rhino hates cats.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well-known rhinos in their
Mortal enemies.
ornery towards cats.
Solid roll there with a crit. Oh, maybe not. Crit and a hit.
Got
Does-
2 hits. I think that was nothing.
And another crit will have 3 going through.
Oh,
Wow.
it was nothing on the defense. That's why I picked them all up.
Yep.
3 through.
It is known. Yeah, we should do a 5-man, actually. That would be dope.
Alive on.
She's got 1 left.
1 left.
But
on that
Rhino
cat.
could easily just do it again. Or
I'll reinstall it. Beautiful. Love it.
I love how these things you guys mention a game like one time and everyone's like, oh, I'll play that again.
Right?
Like talking about Blood Bowl in the Discord and they're like, oh man, I hate Blood Bowl. I can't wait to play again.
Dude, I can't believe we have 20-something people in that league.
It got up to 20?
Yeah.
Over 20?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep. So we have an open ladder as well for Professional Casual Network. We're in week 3 of our 4-week league, hoping for some fixes and some more admin tools. And then we'll start the actual season 1. So if you're interested in Blood Bowl, go ahead and join the Discord. Which you can do right here. Or if you want some more MCP, maybe some tabletop roleplay, maybe some Pathfinder, maybe some memes, maybe some JB sparkly pictures from the MySpace days, or some Warhammer Fantasy roleplay.
Yeah. Yo. got the Imperial Maledictum book yesterday.
Yeah.
The new 40K roleplay game.
How is it?
It looks really good.
Hell
It's
yeah.
like a mash of WFE 4th edition and Soulbound rules.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We threw the tank in there.
All right.
Oh, I didn't bother using another attack. Let's just throw something at her.
I mean,
Rhino woke up and chose violence.
Can you
Right.
move on to that point then, I assume?
so
Just
he,
as Rhino do.
he threw that tank. That was going to be 5 damage coming through. She blocked 1 out of
Oof.
5. 1 out of 5. Get you dazed every time. All right.
Picks up the scroll, does not move.
Okay.
No, what is it, Wild or Skull, I think, which moves you? Is it the Blood Bowl video game or the Blood Bowl TTS? So we don't do TTS, so it is the Blood Bowl 3 video game.
You know?
And then he uses second action to move to be within 1 of that Extremis console.
There you go.
Brotherhood is dominating the southern part of the table here.
Yeah, for real.
Hulk still has to decide which way he's going, though, because he's pretty centrally deployed, a little more towards the south here, but he could easily move to the north if he wanted to. But he doesn't. He's moving south. I'm going to go back up Black Cat, who needs it real bad. So we got to move. We're going to Gamma Leap now. Jumps onto that point, and then probably going to punch somebody. I'm going to guess Mystique. I'm going to strike.
Gamma leap.
Who's he hitting?
I'm going to punch Mystique.
I knew it. He is hitting Mystique. Doesn't have to be a punch.
Could be a grenade.
He's got 3 so far with the wild for... Oh, Mystique's blocking 1. So he's only taken 1, but we did get the wild. Which is a throw?
Push on the
The
strike.
builder throws out of that. We
He
did
does
this
get the
like 2
wild-
games
He
ago.
does get the wild full push.
Pushes are off of there. That
Yeah, but it was within range 2, so Mystique gets the Martial Artist, which has that blank count as a success.
Yeah. That's why she only took 1. I got it. I got it. So that means that is now contested, not Brotherhood's objective.
Move leap punch.
Move, leap, punch is a good way to do things. At least round 1.
Yeah. All right, so we have Apex Sabretooth here. A lot of people consider him to have first appeared in Iron Fist. Looks like he might be making a move here, just like he did from Iron Fist villain to Wolverine's villain. Does that mean he was Iron Fist brother before as well?
If I say yes and like feed into it, then because you said his brother too, that means I'm accepting other things you say about his siblings.
I don't like that you know that I just try to lawyer in really innocuous sentences.
We've spent like every other day together for the last 3 years. You think I haven't picked up on it yet?
That's valid.
Sometimes I miss it. Yes.
That's
No,
why
he's not his brother either.
That's why people think we look like brothers. We're also not brothers, but people's headcanon wants it to be.
So, Dan, I have to agree with you on this one, actually.
That he's not Iron Fist brother?
He's the apex of Brotherhood.
Mm. Oh.
So, he's the most brother.
He's the Apex brother,
Right.
Tooth.
Right. He's the apex of the siblings.
Yeah.
So what is that?
He's the only
Good
Apex character in the Brotherhood, which makes him the Apex brother.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's everybody's brother.
Mm-hmm. No, just Wolverine's. Oh, I'm sorry. He actually has another brother whose name is Logan the Wolverine.
Oh, Wolverine.
Odd fact, you may not know this. This is some deep cut Marvel lore, but Sabretooth canonically invented the Xerox machine.
Oh my God, what?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Sabretooth invented the Xerox machine.
Why? How?
I haven't come up with a joke for it yet, but
That's as far as you got.
that's as far as I got.
I forgot I can't lean back and my headphones pop up. Oh my God, that's amazing. Got the setup.
By apex.
All right, so just a double move from Sabretooth, headed towards the middle, getting into that scrum. Next to that, Miles, dead center. I do sometimes forget that we can also look at the table.
I do too. Sometimes a little easier for us to see at that angle.
It's just so well lit.
We're going to end that round 4-2 Brotherhood.
4-2 Brotherhood.
4-2-2.
4-2-2, what do you do?
Brotherhood Sabretooth.
Brotherhood is at 4. Would you like to shut the door? Web worry or yours as we go to round.
Yeah, Vodka Blitz is definitely a nice setup. They got this little like airport to pull out the divider thing, separating everything out. So don't have to worry about people wandering into the space and knocking stuff over on accident, which happens sometimes.
It does, even to the people inside the barriers.
Yeah. We got this sweet overhead rig with the lights and the face-down camera, which is new.
I'm trying to workshop that Xerox comment into Spider-Man's clothes and make him the apex at brothering.
Yeah, why did you go with a Xerox machine of all things?
Listen, man.
Where did that come from?
Clones.
Because the Xerox used to be the apex of printing
Yes. Yep.
and copying.
Yeah.
Do you know what you get if you spell Xerox backwards? Zorex.
Zorex Sabretooth.
Sabretooth's middle name? Victor Zorox Creed.
It's official.
It's official.
Seen
That's
it
canon.
somewhere on the internet. He was in that one Sony movie.
Yeah, the overhead, thankfully, was provided. Director of Adepticon, Hank,
Hey.
let me kind of try out a bunch of equipment so I could see if it was something I would want to purchase for future streams, and I think we might want to.
Black Cat is horrendously offended. She's
Oh.
going to steal the civilian back.
An injured Black Cat says, "Give me that person. That's an object that I can take."
On whose authority?
Well, I guess none, as it was theft.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's like, see,
You know what I wanted to say, right?
yeah, I think so.
Ow.
Okay, not where I was going, but all right.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I was going with the fine, obviously. Yeah. All right, there we go.
Where did
Hulk.
she go? Oh, she went far.
Yeah, she did. She went long away, some might say.
Bye.
So Black Cat's like, hey, this is a robbery.
She doesn't even need a tactics card to do it.
She really does not. That's going to put her actually into some relative safety here.
Whoa. Oh, I forgot she's got that grapple hook for the... I was like,
Yeah.
how did she get there and then move twice? Because she's got that grapple hook. I'm assuming she hooked it on the Rhino's horn and he just went, hook, and then she went over there. And then she grabbed the thing from Hulk and just sprinted away.
Now that's tag team.
I just imagine her vaulting over that barricade and just...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
What's funny is that Hulk can move and jump and be right there.
Correct.
Because he's fast.
He is fast, he is furious, he is Rhino. And his best friend, her name is Black Cat.
Yeah, so with Rhino here, do you bother trying to go against the Hulk? Like toe-to-toe, Rhino is...
It's a good question.
Outclassed.
So it's one of those things, right, where it's almost like, do you just avoid them completely? He has 3 web warriors that you could potentially take down.
Right.
Do you just go for them? Take out Miles and remove
Yeah.
the dodges?
So it looks like he's trying to measure, get a guess if he could move and then gore Miles. Just saying, it's close. That big base, it's a little hard to tell at this angle, but I think they'll be good.
I think so too.
nice. Thank you. Love to hear it. Thanks.
That's dope.
Oh, makes my day.
All right. If you want to go over and say hi, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, I should.
Yeah.
Rhino is just outside of Miles.
Okay. So Rhino is just outside of being able to gore Miles. Getting that place would really kind of get him over there. So just a very sweet moment right now. A gentleman came up to the side of the booth and recognized Dan as the GM of A Grim Podcast, A Perilous Adventure.
Okay, so we're going to go into Hulk.
All right, so we are going to go into Hulk here with the gore. We're showing 5. Wow, great offense roll. Only 1 block so far, does not convert, so Hulk is going to be taking 4? That seems pretty excessive. That seems almost like a robbery at 4 damage. All right. So and that's going to give him the place after the gore within range 1 of Hulk. Moving a little bit closer to Black Cat. I mean, depending on what Black Cat does, there's only so many spaces she can move. There's only so much further she can get away from Rhino. Hulk can throw your Rhino friend, and that's rough. Oh, yeah, valid. Super valid. It was just one of those things, like, because Brotherhood's a little bit wider. Well, are they even? Let's see. Yeah, just slightly wider at 6 to 5, making She-Hulk and Hulk chasing around a bit. It's one of those things, right? I always feel like there's a Hulk on the table. I kind of just don't want to engage, or I want to over-engage, and that's it. And with Juggernaut at the end of the field. What's that?
Stampede.
All right, he is going to stampede to get the rest of the way into...
No, this is a robbery.
Oh, this is a robbery.
Just want to be clear.
Just wanted to be clear, we are getting this as a robbery against Black Cat. I don't know how I feel about that, if I could be perfectly honest. I don't know if I like that or not. All right. No honor among thieves.
Literally in the back corner.
And then that will, okay, so I am going to
Never.
gonna move these cards over here so we can see. Oh, we still can't even see. She's so far into that corner.
She's touching the corner.
All right,
I'm
well,
gonna send you a picture.
let's move the camera, the whole gosh dang thing over a little bit. So you can see, oh my gosh, even extending it, Taylor, she's not on there at all.
Here's a picture for you.
All right, beautiful. So now we got her back on screen. You can see just her feet as she is backflipping off of the mat itself. Love to see it, Chuck. That's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. Yeah, she's going to the next table. She's going over to the Legion table right next to us. All right, so Dan, what you missed while you were gone? Rhino ended up not being within range to gore that Miles, so gored Hulk instead. Placed himself within 3, then moved? No, then stampeded. Then this is a robbery onto Black Cat and threw her into the corner of the stage. She is so far off of it, she's almost off the board.
That's so good.
I had to completely adjust the cameras and move
just to see
the
her over there.
Adepticon things, just so we can see like a foot.
I mean, it makes sense. That's what you should do with a cat. Just yeet.
Right?
This is the definition of go on get.
It really
Oh,
is.
man. She's looking for a table with fewer rhinos on it.
Which, once again, if she's almost on the Legion table next to us, there are probably no Rhinos over there.
Probably.
Yeah, it's not, it's not a foregone conclusion.
Could be some dewbacks. They're close.
That's true.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Guys, we are 20 minutes away from our next giveaway as well. If you have friends that would like this card, make sure to get them in here for this match.
Oh, you got a question, right? Cycling one up.
I do. I do have one. I've got a couple suggestions from people not in stream. If you have any more, though, you've been honestly rolling out with bangers. I have one.
Okay.
I have a good one.
Hype.
Math Mallow. That's
like
a
that
great
name.
name. Yeah.
Makes me think of Super Mario RPG.
Yes.
I love that game.
Dude, I
so
jones
much.
so hard for that game sometimes, and it's not on the virtual console, or it's not on the
it's
Switch
not-
store.
Yeah, I have the SNES Mini that has it.
I have that too. I just don't know where it is. So, but yeah, I would. I want to play through that game with Mario, Gino, and Mallow.
Yeah.
Spider technique in Apex.
All right, so Spider Technique going in Apex here, not looking too good, blocking the hell out of it.
Yeah. Well, it's a crit. Crit gets us not another success, but she only got 2 successes on her side, so nothing.
So how was talking to your fan?
It was awesome. He's Art's brother. So he's been to a bunch of the events.
That's Art's brother?
Yeah. He plays Dark Dimension. He said he's like, I'm actually the #1 ranked Dark Dimension player on Longshanks. He's like, I don't really know how much that means. And I was like, dude, what?
That's
It
awesome.
means a lot. That sounds awesome.
She did play Trip Up as well, but no damage.
Okay, so she did do Trip Up, trying to get the stagger. No damage got through, though.
But he said he got into minis playing Warhammer Fantasy. So one of the times we mentioned Grim Podcast of Perilous Adventure, which is our Warhammer Fantasy roleplay show podcast. He said he checked it out and he's like 40 episodes in and he listens to a whole bunch on it. He's got a real long commute. It's like 2.5 hours.
Oh, wow.
So he said he's been flying through it, excited to catch up on it. He's really enjoying it.
That's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
And he was like, whoa, there's an RPG for Warhammer? Yes, and it's really good.
And for real, if you like the dynamic we have on here and kind of, that's playing in the basement with your friends that just kind of rib each other, Gapapa, a Grim Podcast of Perilous Adventure, is going to be the actual play for you, 100%.
It's so much fun. And we're playing like what's considered one of, if not the best, campaigns out there, The Enemy Within. You may have heard of it. Like some people that aren't into it have been like, oh, I've heard of that campaign. That's been they call it the director's cut, sort of.
X-Paxis,
Whoa,
welcome
thanks,
back, and also
X-Paxis.
thank you. Wow. With 5 gift subs, we really appreciate that. Limited lifespan, the Zero, or the Zeron? The
Zeron.
This Mechanica Games, Gruselug 13, and Time Shift 2, all getting gift subs from X-Paxis, one of our King Ding Doppeldongers, over at patreon.com/professionalcasual.
King Ding!
Honestly, just X-Paxis, you have been so insanely supportive. I cannot thank you enough.
Speaking of those actual plays, King Ding Doppeldongers get to play a game with us every 6 months.
Yep. Twice a year. King Ding Doppeldongers can just kind of hang out with us for a while. Pretty dope.
Mystique shooting Hulk.
Mystique shooting Hulk, saying that was a robbery.
With
over
bullets? Why would you bother? They just bounce off them.
Showing 3, he's blocking 2.
Well, one didn't bounce off.
Yeah, so 1 gets through and she gets a rapid fire.
Imagine just stuck in there. It's just kind of obnoxious. And he's just like, can't get it out.
It's like wedged between his pecs.
Stuck in the folds of his muscle. Just irritating.
Second roll going okay as well. Actually, might all go through. Looks like it. So 2 more. I think he's considering the Hulk puny banner here.
Yeah, I don't know. For 2 damage, I don't think I'd bother. Save that power for something else. Because it's relatively expensive.
It is.
3?
I think it's 3.
Yeah, they're thinking, do we do that? I don't know.
Did we do that? Did we do? Did we do that?
So
Did
they
we
blocked
do,
one?
do? Yes. Blocking none, right? Oh,
We
one's
put that
going
in the die down because it was a wild. I'm
through?
not sure.
Gotcha. Yep, so just one getting through there.
Oh, the web war. No. Yeah, the web warriors reroll. That's what it was.
Yep.
Didn't forget about it this time.
You'd love to see it, Chuck. Pow.
Then she's like, no, I'm out of here.
Bye.
And then she says, goodbye to you. I have stealth, so you can't see me no more.
All right, I haven't made a caw yet for real. I don't know if we have the button for it still or whatever, but
We do, I just don't know which one it's on. It's unlabeled.
yeah,
A lot of risk in that
Oh.
particular.
doors or the wall's getting close. We might have to listen to that for a little while just to warn people.
Yeah, it will take a while. So just beware if you hear some scraping in the background. It'll be soft at first, and then in 2.5 hours when they get to be level with us as they close down the exhibitor hall, you'll hear a bunch of bangs too.
Seems like clumped together. So my big caw of the game is that we're gonna have between 0 and 2 Hulks KO'd this game.
Wow, you know,
Yeah.
I think you might be onto something here.
Eh,
New to this game,
Don't say it
and
like
I'm
that.
loving it. Thank you, Azriel. Brave call.
yeah. Sometimes you just gotta go with the safe bet, you know.
Right? But yeah, Azriel, for real, what an incredible game to be interested in. Just a lot of fun, great community, great support from both the company and tournament organizers and events. Lots of great organized play kits, lots of great ways to play. Marvel Crisis Protocol is honestly just, I'm so happy I found this game. Otherwise, I might be out of miniatures wargaming. Like, legitimately. Really reinvigorated it.
For real.
Dan, did you realize you share the name with Welsh rugby legend Dan Cole? He
I-
doesn't actually share the name, Dan Cole, with Dan Cole. He is the Welsh rugby legend, Dan Cole.
Why is this kicking
Expert.
Sabretooth?
It took a lot of training to get this
I-
upstate New York accent down.
Yeah. No damage. 4 hits, 4 blocks. Ooh, that's a hydrate.
Huh.
I'm definitely seeing all that. The amount of tension this game has received is making it outstanding. I completely agree. I completely agree. They care about the characters, they care about the narrative, they care about the story, and they care about people having a great gosh dang old time. And you can hook stuff and make a ruckus.
Right? And they care about the community.
Mm-hmm.
We were chatting with them earlier, and they were like, they're so in tune with the, people that are playing their game and whatnot that they were now specifically making fun of me about Iceman. And it was like, well, it makes me really happy that, I want him in the game, but
And that's why you purposely keep them out.
that really hurt at the same time. But it was also very funny, and I appreciated the joke.
Honestly, it's actually really impressive that they were able to get a sculpt and model up and out to pair with Pyro. It was going to be Iceman, and they were like, we can't do that now.
No, never mind.
So they got Blob out of the garbage can, threw him on there.
I was still a little surprised it wasn't an Iceman Pyro box, but we'll see what he gets paired with eventually.
So
I'm still holding out hope. I'm going to keep it.
So Vodka Blitz, that is, in fact, one of the reasons I love this game. You can get a game in 45 minutes sometimes.
Yeah.
Just to be able to fit that in on a weeknight or even a couple games on a weeknight is awesome.
Not to throw.
Okay.
We're gonna just kick again.
Okay, so that webline kick not going to use the wild there. He is just going to do it again. 3 currently going through. No blocks on that. What were we saying, Dan?
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure it was our first stream back from Adepticon last year where you just wrecked me so fast we actually re-racked because we brought whole rosters to
Yeah.
the power phase instead of the usual just the squad we knew we were going to play.
Yeah,
And then we actually set in a second game because it was so fast.
I do remember that,
It
yeah.
was like, what happened? you know, I'm kind of over the 3-hour-long marathon games.
Yeah.
Except for once in a while. A couple weekends ago, I went over to Taylor's and we played a larger scale game for the afternoon.
That's a squeaky boy.
Yeah.
All right, so Miles looks like he's measuring here for a web swing. Seeing exactly where he can go here. So on the way here, on the 13-hour drive that no one helped me with, we were talking a lot about Warcry, maybe trying to get into some Warcry.
Really?
Yeah.
Actually, when we were walking around the vendor hall earlier, Taylor was like, yo, Tim's kind of interested in Warcry. And I was like, wait, what?
I love skirmish games. I love games that get played in 45 minutes. I have Zinch Demons. You know what I mean? Makes a lot of sense to me. All right, so Miles is going to web swing up there to a little bit of safety, or maybe kind of protecting that back line a little bit. That would put him within range of Ghost Spider to be able to be lifesavered.
Should be able to beat him now.
Definitely going to try to get out to this next year from the UK. That would be awesome. I will say we do have some international travelers here. Dr. Norbert, Gil. I'm sure there's a handful of others, if not a lot of others. I know X-Wing has a big international community that are all here as well. 3-hour games mean only getting to play one game a week. Completely agree. That's frustrating when you work 50 to 60 hours a week and have kids to tend to as well. Listen, we are both fathers. We get it. We get it. That is a huge, huge reason why I love this game and skirmish games in general. But from the stuff I've tried, MCP just, it doesn't seem less than, I guess, if that makes sense, compared to like other skirmish games where it's like, oh, this is a boiled down quicker version of this. No, MCP is still a full game.
And
it's not the quicker version of nothing. It's the full version of itself.
We make this comparison, or at least I do, with Othello, where it's a minute to learn, a lifetime to master sort of thing, where the game is relatively simple and streamlined, but there's so much depth to it that you can play it at a lot of different levels. Like, Tim and I have kids that are like 10 or 11. We could absolutely play with them. And like we would know just to, you know, tone our tactics down a little bit, but then we also play, you know, people play at very high levels at events and whatnot. There's a lot to it where some people just want to play their favorite characters. Like Danny couldn't make it to this event, but she likes playing just when they added, like, once she could have like an all-female affiliation specifically, she was so into it. Yeah. And she was like, okay, I'll give this game a shot now. It's not just a bunch of dudes.
Right.
Which, you know, is a way to increase that community and everything.
Gwen blocks 3 of them.
So Sabretooth pounces himself into Ghost Spider. She blocks 3 out of the 4 damage. Or 3 out of, yeah.
Wow.
Right.
She doesn't need no spider senses.
No. Lifesaver this is what she says. That's why I've been playing Guardians since I started playing. Dude, I love Guardians.
Guardians are really fun.
The Apex Bracer, too.
Wow, just to make sure no one misses out on that, Jim, in case you didn't hear
correct,
Taylor.
yep, good.
He just said that she is the Apex Bracer-Tooth, and then he hung his head in shame. At least he should have.
Hey, Juggernaut, look at this tank.
Oh no, Shield through the tank and the Juggernaut. They don't have Brace, so he's trying to pull a Gwen here and not get dead by it. I saw a few successes there. Takes 2 of the 5. Also blocks 3. Brace or Jug.
He can, in fact, do this all day.
Nice punch.
Hulk and Spider-Man. Nice punches it down.
Nice punch.
Nice punch.
Nice punch.
Ooh.
Hey.
Sure lucky.
Sure
Thank
lucky.
you for the Prime Star.
Oh, he's lucky.
No,
He's
I'm
a
lucky.
papa. Thanks so much.
And then we're going to get...
Oh, an uppercut, a sensational uppercut.
It is sensational.
Sensational. Sensational. Ooh, it's a lot of dice. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes there. I didn't see what Juggernaut had for defense. Looked like not
Do
great.
you want some pretzel? It's 8 hours old, if that helps.
Is it like super hard?
It's very hard.
Oh.
We should have eaten it fresh. We waited a hot minute, though.
I was thinking I'll take a bite, but not if
A
it's
pitch?
just hard.
All right. I'm not going to like it. Oh, yes.
So block 1, nice punch. He takes 3.
Okay,
Oh.
so after that sensational uppercut and a nice punch, he is going to take the remaining 3 damage. Now if we get a Spider Hulk.
Here comes the Spender.
And here we go.
Sensational weight training.
Superior
And
weight
then,
training? Oh, yeah. 4 more dice
Okay.
on the uppercut. Yeah.
Yep, this is going to be a big
Freshly
fistful.
aged dough twist.
So apparently Nate has a pitch for me once we're done with this game.
What's that?
Nate GG of the Gamers Guild stopped by asking about a pretzel. 11 dice on this bad boy. And stopped by to ask about a pretzel and said that he has a pitch for me later.
Okay.
So
Interesting.
he had a mischievous grin on his face, so I don't think it's going to be good. He's like, I have a pitch for you later. I was like, am I going to like it? He's like, oh, you'll like it.
That sounds like a threat.
It does sound like a threat,
It's jokes I want to make.
right? It'll be a cruel twist. I want the Spider-Man from the 90s when all the Spideys team up. Yeah, actually, yeah, Devil Pup. And it's just the normal guy with no powers.
Wasn't
I'm
it
back,
like
and did you guys
Bodacious
hear the news?
Bagman or something, too?
Miles
Does he have
Jackal.
powers?
Nice punch down to 3.
Wow.
Nice punch. Again,
Honestly, like,
somewhat.
legitimately, he's holding up against She-Hulk pretty well.
Yeah. He hasn't hit back yet,
6
though.
successes.
Yeah. Whew. Whew. Ooh, hydrates. Thank you. Also, Mild Jackalope is back. Mild Jackalope just came back and said, I'm back, and did you guys hear the news? Apparently Squirrel Girl can bite through steel.
She can bite through steel. Did you know that?
So good. So she bite through steel. Do you think she could bite through ice?
So, I mean, no.
Just no. She's
It
got
hurts.
cavities. It really
It
hurts.
me too. So you know.
Yeah.
Right? It's just that.
Juggernaut's alive on 1, by the way.
Juggernaut
Oh, he's at
won.
1 after all that.
Ooh.
That nice punch making a huge difference, keeping him alive.
I think she already threw something into him as well. There's nothing there to throw or throw him into to be able to
All
do
right.
that last one.
The wall is really right next to us now, so we're gonna apologize for all the.
Ooh,
bump.
Otis, thank you for
Posture
the posture check.
MCP special, living on 1. Yep.
Yeah,
Was it
that's-
last game or the game before? That
Last
was the
game,
theme?
it was just like all over the place.
It was like 4 attacks in a row, got people down to
That's
1.
She-Hulk. She's done.
And then She-Hulk, she is all set. What kind of tank buster do you think Squirrel Girl will have? Sorry if said already. So, Moobs Jones, I think the common consensus, the one we talked about in Wait Did I Roll a Wild, is that she will probably have a spender where you get to add the threat of the target character to the attack and dice. Fire blast.
Because
Into Hulk.
the description on their box says they're both like 4th wall breakers, so I could see them doing something like She-Hulk adding the size to her dice
Yes.
is more like within the realm of the game, but adding their threat level to the dice is more like taking a step out.
Having some outsider knowledge. No damage on that.
That
But
makes sense.
does get the incinerate and the fireball.
It's time. Oh, it's 6 o'clock. Thanks, Sleepy Gary.
It's 6 o'clock. All right, Sleepy Gary.
They're ready to win it.
Best of luck, everyone. If you are just joining in at the top of the hour, every hour, as long as I have these to give away, we will put out a trivia question. The first person to answer it correctly will get a full pack of all 10 of the alternate art cards that are being given away for participation here at Adepticon 2023. These things look beautiful. You can see them way over there in the corner. Not hiding Black Cat anymore.
Nope, I'm going wrong. Wait.
Last couple questions have been about first appearances and the title that they first appeared in. Not this time. I need the title and issue number of the first appearance of Deadpool. Title and issue of the first appearance of Deadpool. I know this one by heart. It is tattooed on right above my my lower back.
I think I know it. I know the title.
First title, New Mutants 98. Vodka Blitz, you got it.
No, I was way off.
Some terrain at Rhino.
I thought it was X-Force for some reason.
All right, we're going to
Vodka
throw some terrain at
Blitz.
Rhino. So that is Mr. Vodka Blitz getting the 6 p.m. slot for the Adepticon.
New Mutants number 98, brought to you by everybody's favorite feet drawer, Rob Liefeld.
Rob Liefeld, yep. 2 damage from the terrain.
And to who? I can't keep track of both at once. The
Right.
trivia and the game. Who's throwing stuff at who?
They were throwing. Hulk was throwing stuff at Rhino.
Oh.
But yes, congrats, Vodka Blitz. Make sure to send me your email address, or I'm sorry, your what's up?
Smash.
And then we're gonna Hulk smash into Rhino as well. Probably
Yeah,
throw it
Rhino's
right
in
into that black cat
trouble.
finish mouth off. But here's what I need you to do, Vodka Blitz. If you can send me an email, tim@professionalcasual.com with the address you would like me to mail those to, I will get those out. What just happened?
Our new friend Peter just brought bananas for Taylor. That's amazing. He was telling about how he's constantly stealing bananas from my house when we're recording. He just brought him 2 bananas. I love this community. People are so great.
Vodka Blitz, same. Marvel Digital Comics Unlimited got me through a lot of rough times and long overnight shifts.
Just one on Rhino.
Just 1 on Rhino. Only 1 on Rhino?
Like 1 damage, he's got 1 left.
No, look at that. A crit, a wild, 2 hits. He blocked 3
Wow.
or 2.
That's a lot
And
of.
2 with nice punch would be, yep, 1 damage on a Hulk smash.
Yeah, wow. Really lucky.
Yeah. No, I'm lucky.
Really rhino-y. Now he's ornery. Gets an extra power from that.
Yeah. Yep. Well, and Deadpool started out, just a little bit more context to that question. Deadpool started out as a very different character, initially attacking the New Mutants, which was led by Cable at the time, would eventually become the X-Force.
He was super serious, wasn't he?
Very serious. But he showed up with knowledge about how to take out every single member of the team. Restraining, I think, Boom Boom and doing something to Cannonball. I forget exactly what it was.
I like Deadpool when his breaking the fourth wall goofiness is restrained a little bit, and he's kind of that tragic, wants to be a hero, but he never does things right kind of character.
That is what made me fall in love with the character. Some of those storylines where he's just trying so hard, but is forced into decisions that make him the bad guy again.
Yes.
Yep.
And his like amorality seeping in too often, where he's fine with just killing people when it's not always totally necessary. And the X-Men are always like, "What? You didn't have to kill him." And he's like, "Well, he had a sword too,"
Yeah.
or something like that. The recent Wolverine run has had a lot, and X-Force has had a lot with Deadpool. He finally rejoined the X-Force team because he like was trying to get to Krakoa constantly, and they were like, "No, you're not actually mutant. Go away." And he's like, "But I am kinda." And it's been really good where he's breaking the fourth wall a little bit, but it's never way over the top, I don't think.
Yep.
And that's the kind of Deadpool I really like.
Same. So it got a little too zany there for a little bit when Deadpool kind of like peaked in popularity, and there was like I think 6 or 7 titles.
Yeah, when there were a
simultaneously.
ton of different Deadpool books every month, and they're all just trying to outdo each other. And how many caption boxes do we have going at the same time? And all those different
Yeah.
voices, like it just got too much.
When they've dealt with his trauma and some of his like brainwashing and stuff is really kind of a sweet spot. Brian Posehn did a great run on him, who's one of my favorite stand-up comedians and a huge comics fan.
Huh. X-Bolt's got a really good point.
What's that?
Juggernaut starts his activation healing.
Oh, he heals.
The Extremis.
We've seen a lot of
heals.
Extremis today.
Yeah. X-Bolt's got a really good point. It says team-ups with characters that have a higher moral code with him are always great.
Oh, the Deadpool Spider-Man team-ups are great.
Cable and Deadpool, that was a great run. Because that's when he really shines. Again, trying to do the right thing when the other person's just like, go away.
Yeah. Him and Bullseye had some great interactions. Like, just some really incredible. Like, they're both mercenaries. They both kill with a code, and they both understand and respect each other. It's really good.
Have we seen him much with Taskmaster? Because that seems like that would
Yes.
be a good combination as well.
Yep, in the original Deadpool run, actually, like the first 68 or whatever it was.
Okay.
He has a bit where he hangs out with Taskmaster's like mercenary agency, like his detective
Yeah.
agency.
Him and Wolverine are always golden too, because Wolverine just can't stand him.
No damage into
Nothing.
She-Hulk from
wow.
Juggernaut there.
That is unfortunate.
Yep. Yep.
They're having a rough time against these Hulks. Boom goes the wall.
So guys, just as a reminder, this is the semi-final round of the team tournament.
So Juggernaut's like, hey, do you know who I am? She-Hulk?
And then he's going to yeet a She-Hulk.
That's so good. So that's 4 damage into Miles. Has he ever teamed up with Punisher? Probably. I feel like he's teamed up with just about everybody at this point, but I don't know anything specific there. Oh man, that's gonna hurt Miles. It's 4 damage in him.
I don't know. With Spider Senses, he does
was
get to
gonna say,
reroll
up to
dodge
2 of
dice,
them.
but
Does he have an objective? Can he reroll skulls if needed?
uh-oh.
He's got nothing so far and a skull.
He's going to be taking 4 damage here, looks like.
He doesn't reroll against dodges? He does reroll again. I thought he did.
So he was looking at the affiliation ability and not Spider Senses.
Oh, into 2
We'd love to see it.
successes. So he only takes 2 damage. That was huge.
That was a big difference there. Big difference there.
Big. Now she knows who he is.
Yeah, she figured it out.
Sure knows who he is. All right. Is that it for Juggernaut? He moved and punched and then threw, right?
Yep. I believe so.
She-Hulk's gone. Miles is gone. Sabretooth. What do we got? We don't have much left here. Looks like Toad maybe is left. I think that's all we've got left this round. Think about what to do with Mr. Mortimer. I mean, do double move and try to get to that point that Sabretooth and Gwen are fighting over and steal it?
Yeah, not a bad call.
Because right now, Brotherhood has 2 of the Extremis consoles. I think Web Warriors has 1 with Hulk. I believe the one to the east is contested. So if Toad moves and maybe hops over to that, that'll swing it to them. Marty Party, unfortunately, no. These new mats are made for the convention. We are hoping that they might be available in the future, but we don't have any information about that at this point. But they are really nice looking.
Yeah. The what do you call it? Danger Room one that we had on stream yesterday was awesome. That's one I would really love to have, or have someone steal for me, or even steal myself. Maybe I could go up to Dallas and say, "Hey, this is a robbery." You know what? I think I might try that. I'll bring one of the mats over there.
It. Just hold it.
Bring
and
one of the
just
mats
say,
over there
just
and
walk
then
away.
hand them the tactics card and then walk away.
Even better, just hand them the card. Yes, yes. Make sure it's like I want to make sure we film that.
Yeah.
If only you had something to like cosplay Rhino, but that's not something you can just throw together real quick. I don't know. Roll up a plate and attach it to your hat somehow.
Just a
So
piece
the
of paper.
horn.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get that done.
This is a robbery. And then just walk back to your hotel room.
So Toad moves up twice and then hops to get on the objective.
I called it. Move, hop. So that gives them 3 Extremis consoles. They're probably gonna. It looks like they're gonna extend their lead. I lost track of who's got Skrulls. They're counting it up now. Looks like Brotherhood is. Whoa! They just jumped up to 10.
10 to 4 Brotherhood. Whoa.
10 to 4 Brotherhood at the end of round 3.
10-4, good Brotherhood.
10-4.
Yikes!
So on the way here, Jay from 5th Trooper was also driving Legion train this way as well. And whenever he stopped, he'd be like, "Hey there, Golden Goose 10-4, how's it going, good buddy?"
Do you have like CB radios in those vans?
No, he was just texting it to me.
That makes it even better.
10-4. Did I heard that correctly?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
You can just see it on the scoreboard up at the top of the table shot as well.
It's going to be going into round 3.
Had to really think about it because it's on the second number over on the second row.
Right.
There's 8 and 8, so that's 10. Got it.
You know, there are a bunch of vendors here. I'd be curious if there is something that I'd be able to find that would be the equivalent of wearing like a rhino horn.
Probably, yeah. Just ask the
Adepticon's
3D printing guy to print one for you.
Right. The exhibitor hall is quite frankly stacked with all sorts of goodness.
Yeah, like the only downside to it is that there's not a lot of room because there's so much stuff in there. But there's a lot of really cool stuff.
I met a dude, Kevin, I believe his name was. He's been wandering around. He's a local event organizer in this area.
Oh, yeah, he seemed like a really cool guy.
Yeah, so he was looking for something specific during one of our breaks, and I was like, I think I saw that earlier. I'll walk around with you. So we just like kind of were searching the exhibitor hall, unable to find this thing that we know we've seen here because it's so big.
Oh. Did you find it?
No.
No, still?
Nope.
Thought like maybe after a while you did, but
Had to ask Dr. D. He guided us around it as well for a little bit. Turned out it was outside the exhibitor hall because the hallways, even outside all of the gameplay halls and the exhibitor hall, is also filled with exhibitors.
it's a lot of stuff. Even somebody giving massages.
Yeah, in like under the stairs massage.
Yeah, it's like it's
So it
kind
actually-
of closed off on its own.
It's kind of nice and private, like which is like nice.
Yeah. It's like they know what they're doing after 20-something years.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor has a new best friend.
Yes. Listen, just so you know,
Stop
If you
by and
c-
say hi.
if you come to an event and we're here,
We got a web swing for Miles?
and especially if you find us on a break, you know what I mean, when we're not streaming, because we do see a lot of people come up and we want to say hi, and generally I'll wave just very emphatically, but yeah, we always like to hear from you. Always like to see it,
Web
and
swing
Taylor
for
always likes
Miles and a
bananas.
web line kick.
All right,
Juggernaut.
so a web line swing going into a web line kick into a Juggernaut. This could actually hurt,
Yeah, I mean,
or at least somebody else
he's only
potentially with
got
a throw.
2 health left after the Extremis, I'm pretty sure.
He's blocking 1.
Juggernaut losing an activation could be real bad.
Yep.
Takes 2, reduced by 1, he's down to 1.
1 left, but did he roll a wild on that for the throw? He did scoop pretty quickly. So
Can he
I'm
throw
guessing that.
Juggernaut?
Oh, yeah, it's probably a sized throw. That would make sense.
Size 3 or less.
Oh, yeah.
You can't do it anyways. Juggernaut's definitely size 4.
We're gonna try it again.
He's only got to get 1 through here.
Yeah, right? Should be able to do it. Oh, not with that roll.
Even with nice punch, I think 1 goes through.
And he goes down.
And that'll do it.
Oh, I was looking at the wrong... I flipped the dice there.
Okay.
I forgot who was on which side. Yeah.
They were both rolling a similar amount of dice. In fact, the same amount of dice. All right, so that is going to be a dazed Juggernaut. Losing an activation in round 3 could be devastating to the Brotherhood.
Yeah. They got a pretty comfortable lead. It's like if they need to go an extra round, like scoring another 6 is not likely at all, especially with Juggernaut down.
Oh, he's going to be dropping a
Skrull.
Skrull as well.
That is a huge loss.
Massive loss there. It's an Extremis console no longer controlled, as well as a Skrull. That is a 2-point loss in scoring this round so far, with no one else from the Brotherhood anywhere really near there to get over. I mean, even with the double move, Pyro's not getting both. Barely, probably even 1. That could be the turnaround here for Web Warriors. A great first activation.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean he's out of danger. Apex Sabretooth is still right there next to Gwen.
Yeah, Brotherhood still has plenty of weapons.
Yep.
Just losing Juggernaut there is a major blow.
Toe
And
is...
he scored 2 points last round. To lose those 2 points this round.
Yeah. Yep. Black Cat still in the middle of nowhere. The
It
collector.
also meant Miles couldn't get on that point.
Yeah. It's actually super fitting, by the way, canonically, that Black Cat is in the middle of nowhere because she likes to steal things. You know who else likes to steal and collect things? The Collector. Do you know where he is? Nowhere.
That's true.
Boom.
With a K.
Kenny Rogers Roasters.
What? I was with you until the very last.
Because I roasted him.
Good job.
Like Kenny, oops, sorry. Like
Ow, my
Kenny
arm.
Rogers Roasters.
What?
What?
That's what I gotta put up with.
Mm-hmm. That's why
This
Dan
is the
came
least of
today. Yeah. He needed a couple day cool down. Oh, Rhino.
He's going after
He's
me
going after it.
again.
Get up in there, buddy.
He is just doesn't care.
That is a stampede, by the way, because it's a medium movement. You got nowhere to go.
Here, go join the Empire. Woo!
I mean, so my understanding is 55 or more % of the lists are Empire over at the Legion
So
Worlds.
last time I looked over that table, it was Empire versus Empire.
It'll be a lot
I
of
think
that.
the first time I looked at that, it was also Empire. Everybody loves Stormtroopers and Darth Vader.
Actually, now it's Dark Troopers and the Blizzard Force.
I've heard those two things are very good.
Yeah.
One? You know, 1 damage?
To be fair, he's already kind of robbed her. She's got nothing else to lose except the stamina, which she's going to hold on to with those cat claws for dear life.
Well, he stampeded, right? So he's got another gore.
Mm-hmm.
Way over in the corner. You might as well try, right?
Right? There's not terrain to throw her into. There's not terrain to throw at her.
A little surprised you chased her all off in the corner instead of going somewhere else. But he also maybe just want to also stay away from Hulk. Like
Yeah.
if Hulk is just kind of neutered staying in that spot holding that objective, that means he's not dazing a bunch of other characters that can go score points elsewhere.
Correct Amundus.
Well, looks like he might be moving away. Well,
We're gonna do it again.
he is doing it again.
All
Okay.
right, second time the gore.
Your, we got 1, 2, 3 versus 1, so 2 damage goes through.
Okay.
That puts her at 3 damage, I believe.
Thanks, Tim.
What's she at?
I think she's got 2 left.
Now with 3. Take
Okay. 3 on her injured side, right, though?
it. She's got 2 left.
Yeah, she's injured.
3
Gotcha.
taken, 2 left.
Okay.
Didn't quite get the job done, but
Yeah.
she also basically said double move to do anything the rest of the game.
Yeah.
That's Rhino.
And Rhino's activated.
Yeah,
Black Widow, or I'm
activated.
sorry, Black Cat's still awake and around. Maybe she'll head downtown. Wakanda.
What?
She might head to downtown Wakanda.
Oh, then he's placing within 1 after the gore.
Does that
Think
give
she
her
can
a
go
line
further away
out?
from her?
Or further away from Hulk, maybe? I don't know.
Looks like we're going with She-Hulk.
It does look like it.
Oh, pushing up a tank this card they might be using here.
All right, you like to see it, Chuck. But, I mean, this is really the Brotherhood's to lose here. Web Warrior's really gonna pop off a little bit. Keeping Black Cat alive was a pretty big part of that. Now, effectively, he can leave Black Cat till the end of the round. Rhino does, in fact, have a Skrull. Could steal it back and take off. Potentially staggering him as well with the Troublemaker.
Yeah.
We're gonna throw Sabretooth into Toad.
All right, Sabretooth is going to get thrown into Toad. Do you know what happens when you throw a Sabretooth at a Toad?
Takes 4 damage.
The same thing as everybody else, except Kingpin, who doesn't suffer collision damage.
Or Rocket.
Or Rocket Raccoon.
Or often Cassandra Nova.
Yes.
But yeah, 1 to Sabretooth's not a big deal, but 4 in the Toad, like, ugh.
Now that's action economy.
I don't think he's been touched, so I wouldn't daze him. I think he's 5 and 4. Or like 5
Toad?
and 3.
I think he's 5 and 3 or something like that.
Yeah, I think he's not super tanky, even for a 2.
Wow. Toad. Toad just saying, you know what? Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it all. And by that I mean none of it. And by that I mean one of it.
What? What is happening?
He rolled 3 dodges.
Yeah, he's 5 and 3.
Yeah. Yeah, he rolled 3 dodges on that, so he's only going to be taking
Wow.
1 from that.
Wow.
Sabretooth will also be taking 1 at least.
Yeah.
And then if there was anything to superior weight train, it is a bigger boy like Sabretooth.
For real, 3 extra dice. Oosh.
Aw, Simon, that was a very nice note. Here we go. Where it stops, nobody knows.
And that wasn't even an action yet.
Oh my gosh, I am just realizing that I have a straight line of sight on Dr. D right now. He's standing up, he's getting mad or happy about his dice rolls. It's sometimes difficult to tell.
It really can be. He's just so animated no matter which way it's going.
You love to see it, Chuck.
Oh, I see him now. This cool spine tattoo on his arm.
Right? He's an adjuster.
Did you see him giving Taylor a free adjustment earlier?
I did. He made Taylor lay on the floor and he kicked him in the neck. Then he charged him $200.
Superior weight training.
Yep.
1-2 punch. Into Toad.
Oh, and the Toad? He said superior weight training 1-2 punch into Toad. Finish the job. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes
Go to sleep, go to
versus
sleep, go to
Toad's
sleep.
1. Yup, that's a day's Toad.
She picks up that scroll.
I don't know if you really needed either of those 2 buffs, but I like it.
Yep. Otis, finish him.
She-Hulk wanted frog legs for lunch. She got him.
She figured it out.
Poor little guy. Yeah, Brotherhood's getting beat up this round.
And that's looks like it failed the roll for the sword base. Failed the roll for the sword base, or get it?
Say again?
Did they fail the roll to take that back over, or what was that roll that just happened?
I think shields pass. It might be crits and wilds.
Oh, maybe it was picking up a spider infected?
Oh, yeah, see if she get moved.
Gotcha.
Still got one more action.
She's gonna move.
Okay.
On a move.
What'd you get?
So I got one for you, one for him. They have emails, 3 and 4
What'd you get me?
So, what?
What'd you get me? Nice. Dope.
Alrighty, so She-Hulk says she's gonna move. Still doing some measuring. They're activating something on Brotherhood side.
No. Yeah.
Throw She-Hulk into Gwen.
We're gonna throw.
She's getting tossed around.
Bonk. She-Hulk into Gwen should hurt. Gwen blocks 2, takes 2.
Well, she's gotta roll the crit first.
She-Hulk takes another.
3 go through? Wow.
Wait, what?
Huh.
Oh, She-Hulk also size 4?
Yeah, must be.
I thought she was size 3.
Huh. Maybe that might have been a roll to take the.
She's size 3.
Huh. Okay.
Long slash into Gwen.
Claw slash.
Claw slash. This could do her.
Get it, get it, get it, get it.
What's up? That is
Ooh,
2, 3,
4
4.
successes with a crit, making
Make
it 5.
it 5.
Gwen gets one.
Do you want to make it a
block.
combo for only $1 more? Wow, she converts 2 blanks into crits. I think it's still enough to daze her.
It's 3
And
more damage.
she takes that
Oh, she only
last
had one left. She takes the 1 and is dazed.
So her pierces there, it looked like. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe that was all crits and hits.
One of the dice was cocked, so we had to reroll. That was the 2 rolls.
Oh, that's
Gotcha.
why he re-rolled the. Okay, I was trying to figure out why he re-rolled twice. Taylor said the first he re-rolled it because it was cocked. It wasn't lying flat.
All right, so a dazed ghost spider there, striking back a little after Web Warriors has kind of started to try to pop off on a rampage here. Some might even say a stampede.
Stampede.
All right, we're going to be rolling some dice here. Taylor distracted by the sidelines.
I think he's probably claw slashing into She-Hulk now.
And She-Hulk.
Okay.
Throwing some damage on her.
Looks like a little's going to get through. Nothing. Just
Nothing gets
waste.
through.
Nothing at all, baby doll.
So we got left Pyro, Mystique, Hulk.
Yep.
I think is it. Oh, Black Cat.
He was with the Extremis and Fast Healing.
All right, the fast healing on the Extremis is going to heal him by 2.
Nice.
So yeah, we have still on the Avengers side, we have Mystique and Pyro.
Instead of Avengers.
On the Brotherhood side, we have Mystique and Pyro. For the Web Warriors, we have Hulk and Black Cat. And Gwen. Except she's dazed. Priyesh, thank you for the follow. Bit my tongue there when I
I
said
was
that.
like, what? I didn't realize you were saying someone's name at first. I was like, what?
Bit my tongue there.
Fresh.
Guys, there's still going to be 1 game left. We still probably have at least 2 giveaways left as well. So far, joining the likes of Rev Right Mad, Half Day the Ninja, Rye Tackle, Aegis Brand Studios, Lou the Lunatic, BF Trick, John Woe, Gear Jock, Duate, DV8 Nick, and Vodka Blitz. I need to make that U sharper. Because I've said DV8 Nick right every time until I read my own writing. How do I win? Well, great question, Eltwig. At the top of every hour. So when the clock strikes 7, 8, and potentially even 9, we will ask a trivia question. The first person to answer that trivia question correctly will get all 10 of the Adepticon 2023 alternate art tactics cards. You can see them kind of scrolling down there on the bottom left-hand side of the screen. Includes new cards for Criminal Organization and Greatest Wounds, all webbed up, and all sorts of bonus stuff.
We got a Gamma Leap and a move from Hulk.
All right, we're going to get a Gamma Leap from Hulk.
He's gonna punch Pyro.
Pyro's going to get punched. Not even immune to Incinerate, and definitely not to Hulk punches.
Can you give me my paper where I put the questions on? I got one.
Yes, love to see it. Tim was just watching a game in alternate reality.
Well,
All right, that punch, looking like it's going to do quite a bit of damage. Pyro only blocking 1, Hulk doing 3, 4, 5, 6. That
5
is
dazes.
a dazed Pyro.
ooh.
All right, Brotherhood, feeling the hurt here. That is going to leave just Mystique left for the Brotherhood, which will certainly have Brotherhood with a priority next round.
I kind of had one, but I changed my mind.
Okay.
I'll think of something else.
All right. All right. I got one.
Stealing my paper and my pen? You got
Well-
plenty of both things over there? I'm excited to see what this is. Tim's writing it down so he doesn't forget.
Correct.
got going on up here? Oh, Hulk has moved way over. Looks like he dazed Pyro. Okay, I got talking about the trivia, and I totally missed what was going on in the game.
I had an idea since Dan loves Iceman, a team-up
Okay.
tactics card between him and Emma, since she helped him unlock his full powers. Did she
Yeah.
help him unlock them, or did he ask how to do it and she was like, figure it out?
You're right. It was a great moment.
It was, really, actually.
Mikhail Rasputin did that to him, too.
What's that?
In the 90s, there was a point where Mikhail, like, kind of took him over, or, like, he, like, twisted reality to help Iceman unlock more of his potential. And it was, like, the first time he was, like, he looked like a Hulkbuster Iceman in a way, where, like, he had, like, the kind of spikes-ish, and he was all, like, he looked, like, super big and buff.
Throw the turret, and Mystique takes one.
Mystique taking only one from having the size 3 turret thrown into her by the Hulk.
I really like that idea, though.
Duh. Oh.
Dallas is just telling us that's his favorite Iceman moment, too. So that's very real possibility when we get him someday.
I mean, probably not.
I gotta say it to keep my hopes up.
I am noticing that a lot of our questions are X-based. Maybe we should spread that
We're
out a
both
little
big
bit.
X-Men people.
Yeah, we are. Yep.
The question I was gonna write down was another Iceman question, but I was like, let me try to branch out a little bit here. So I was trying to think of other things. You got another one? Gearjack, as far as I know, there's no point. I don't believe there's any plans for chess clocks, but it's also just one-on-one. So I'm assuming I was talking to some people earlier about this. The team format just slows things down a bit because there's a lot more discussion about what to do compared to just one person per side. They know what they're going to do and they just do it. Okay, I like that.
Because I worry about if there was something in the first appearance, which was not in that particular title.
I like how you're very specific in that
Yeah.
question, yeah.
We're gonna shoot Hulk from Mystique.
All right, we're going to shoot Hulk from Mystique, doing the one thing that the Hulk can't stand, and that's be shot a whole bunch of times. It's 90 minutes plus 1 minute per hit crit wild with 5 dice. Yes, that is correct. Actually, I think it's a plus or minus, isn't it? Okay, Hulk is going to take 1 there. Chipping away. And then the rapid fire shot. Looks like we're showing 2. Make that 3. Hulk blocking 2, so nothing. Ooh, I like that.
A little easier one, a little more middle of the road, not.
Well, and that's the thing I like. Let's mix it up between, medium, hard, and easy, because easy, it's the quickest to get there first. The medium and hard ones might not be the first answer. It could be down a little bit.
And then Mystique's gonna interact to heal one.
All right, Mystique is going to interact with the Extremis Council to heal 1 on herself after doing a single damage to Hulk.
So Black Cat's like, no, but for real, this is a robbery. Okay?
So Black Cat going to rob the Rhino. Now she is a civilian. And she's going to walk all the way over to that Extremis Council. I mean, she's probably going to heal herself up. Guess who's not on 1 anymore?
I like that move a lot.
She's gonna touch that console and heal.
Mm-hmm.
Gets
There you
the
go.
health back.
So if I'm an X-Force enjoyer, is there anyone on Longshanks or social media I should follow to get some tactics and ideas? Good ideas? If you follow me on Longshanks, I never actually get to play, but I love
I'm
X-Force.
Longshanks, but you've got a lot to say about
Love
X-Force.
I do.
And a lot of experience with X-Force.
Mm-hmm. So I run a roster for a long time called the Power Bottom 10. That was Dizzard, actually, very much so.
Mediocre ideas are fine too.
If you want a mediocre idea for X-Force, first off, X-23 and Honey Badger, or at least X-23, needs to be there.
What a comeback. 8 to 11 Brotherhood.
8 to 11
Whoa.
Brotherhood.
That was a great round for Web Warriors.
Vaca Blitz is spot on. X-23 and Domino. Well, he didn't say X-23, but because that might be wrong.
Everybody knows you just have to have X-23 in there because she's amazing.
The next thing you're going to bring, this is a mediocre idea that has worked out incredibly for me.
Bob.
Yes, also, yeah, bring Bob. He's an X-Force as far as I'm concerned. But Sentinel Prime.
Surprisingly good.
I've been running Sentinel Prime in my X-Force recently, using Cable as a turret, and also destroying all of the terrain around so nothing happens to him.
Oh, shoot. So we only have 13 minutes left in the round, so this is the last round of the game.
But yeah, Dizzard. Check out Dizzard. I'm surprised he hasn't popped up in the chat today. He plays X-Force a lot and has an actual track record for it, which is super nice.
Any tactics cards you like or dislike with X-Force?
Yeah, cat and mouse.
I mean, cat and mouse is, yes, definitely.
It's not always needed. Don't fall into the trap of taking it when you really don't, in fact, need to use it. I also like pretty sneaky sis. It can be expensive, and you're usually splashing in a lot of other characters to X-Force. So that can be hit or miss, but it's pretty much that. It's pretty much cat and mouse.
I like Vodka Blitz Sinister in X-Force. Forced extraction round 1 from all those that have healing factor, and then they just get it back anyway because they're probably not taking damage round 1.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sentinel Prime is a
I was gonna just.
That was a great typo, honestly, Otis.
I assumed it was a typo. I was just gonna let that one slide.
I wouldn't even correct it. I'd leave it as it was. Psylocke as well, now that she's out, is awesome in X-Force.
Yeah.
Incredibly awesome.
Yeah.
Incredibly mobile. That Soulbow pursuit on a hit, especially with her own rerolls, and the X-Force reroll is awesome, getting you in position and usually making round 1 attacks. And then just her own copious amounts of rerolls.
Crimson
Stealth.
Dawn is such a cool card with
It
her.
is.
I like
It
that
is.
one a lot, and it gives her access to exceptional healing after she's flipped. So long as she's got the power for it.
She's got the power.
Which is kind of difficult to not have on her, since she has to be injured to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So chances are she's gained a bunch of power right before then.
Asteroid M. Pyro going over to Juggernaut.
Ooh, that's interesting. Guess you didn't hear that. We're using Asteroid M to move Pyro over to Juggernaut. Back him up and give Miles a bad time. Let's see what he does with that. He's in range, checking if he's in range of the Skrull, because he's got to be within 1 of Juggernaut.
Inferno, stoke the flames.
Stoking the flames
Ooh.
into an Inferno into Miles. This should hurt.
Yep.
Is Miles healthy or injured?
Wait, Miles is at his healthy side.
He is healthy?
Oh, he is.
He's got 2 damage taken.
Okay, I didn't think he was that hurt.
Just that collision from She-Hulk.
Fire Blast first,
Just
changing their mind. He should get dazed in this activation, though, for realistically. We do still get Spider Senses against energy.
stoke fire blast.
Okay, we're stoking the flames here. We got 2 crits in there. Looks like 4 hits so far.
Takes 3 days.
Did enough. Took the 3 to days there, and Pyro's got another action. Didn't need to use the spender.
Yeah, so I
Stoke
think,
the Flames is so good, though.
I think we're going to see some Extremis here, right? Healing up himself, because he's pretty damaged, right? Or did he just flip as well?
I think he's a little hurt. No, I do believe Hulk dazed him last turn, last round. But it looks like he picked up the Skrull. Oh, he's placing the Skrull that Miles just dropped. I thought there was one above him. Rolling for it.
Pyro will be pushed.
He does get pushed.
It is a little hard to believe that only in round 3
Put a man on the moon.
so many people, the score is so high.
Yeah.
Are we sure we're not on round 4? And they just didn't update the tracker?
I think you're right, yeah.
Taylor,
You guys know they scored 11 points.
are we on round
Riots.
4? Okay.
I think so.
Does it say round 3 on the thing?
No, it's 4.
Oh, it does?
And we just forgot to update it on the overlay.
Guys, well, I'm looking here.
That's on a 4.
Is it?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I was looking at it from the other way. I thought it was upside down. I thought it was 1, 2, 3. I can't.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's not that I can't read. I'm just dyslexic, apparently.
Remember the turn numbers on the bottom of it, though.
Yeah, but once again, I thought it was upside. Nope, that doesn't make sense there. Doesn't work, Tim. Not a good excuse.
We got it. It is round 4. That makes way more sense. All right, looks like it's Pyro. They got an activation token next to him, so.
Have you been drinking, Tim? God, I wish. I've been getting hydrated left and right.
How many vouchers did we get for the room snafu?
I didn't get any.
No, yeah, but
You got 3. It was 3 breakfast buffets and 3 drinks.
breakfast buffet.
Also, and cider drinker.
Oh,
Axel. There we go.
Speaking of,
Superior weight training into Apex.
uh-oh.
All
Just
right.
an uppercut.
We got weight training as well. She's going to be adding 3 to this, so that's 10 dice.
Yeah, you don't really need to go spender when you got that many to begin with. But she only got 4, maybe. Oh, there's
She's
a
got
crit in
5
there.
total with a crit.
That die's like super stuck in the corner. Oh, wait.
Yes, that's 6.
Yeah, with 2 crits. I think that one was cocked that you rolled, or
Ugh, 5.
no?
Any dazes.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeesh. We only blocked 1.
Weight training was superior.
And that, yeah, as far as things go, Taylor just mentioning that the weight training that She-Hulk just provided may have been considered superior.
She's really good at it.
Yeah. Unlike Nate GG, who said he was going to work out with me this morning, but then stayed up too late. There you go. The emergency, not just for you, but Taylor, is filled with glee. I don't know, man.
Sometimes words just come out, and who knows what they are. Least of all, Tim.
I think y'all know that at this point. Sometimes Tim just starts talking and he doesn't really know where it's going to go. Sometimes it ends up in a good place. Sometimes it ends up in a place that just doesn't make sense.
Just start talking, and he just starts talking, and he just starts talking, and he just starts talking.
There we are. Shots fired at Nate. I actually, yeah, Chewie probably would. I don't think he's in this hotel, though.
Defense rest into Toad.
That poor Toad. He's only got 3 health on this side.
Wow, that is a lot of crits. Guess what? Guess how many crits you don't need to kill a Toad? It's 3.
3 with 3 more successes.
He's done.
You don't even
Yeah.
need to roll the extra crits. Toad is KO.
For real. For real. All right.
He's just resting. Defense rest, right? He's just community.
The Toad rests.
Trying to protect what Tim
On the
says is
floor.
like trying to protect what the Gilmore girls will say. Chances are it's on the line between madness and genius.
Oh,
That is
yeah.
exactly the place I like to live.
Right on that line. He never goes one way or the other off of it. Unless he's playing lucky, then it's always madness.
Yeah, fair. Structured madness, I like to think.
Eh. Well, I mean, it's madness based on clear goals and, you know, his own mores and everything.
Yeah.
He's got an idea of how the world works, even though it's wrong, and he just tries to fit in it
Correct. Listen, it makes sense to him.
and find his dad.
Mm-hmm.
Quick, Tim, take off your headphones. It's never gonna happen.
Lucky has a plan. One day it'll be revealed. Listen. No. That'd be dope, though. Okay. There we are. I mean, we are about to run into time, so we'll have to kind of see exactly what this might be like. Web Warriors did an incredible job last round, bridging the gap to have a game that it would be potentially winnable. I believe the winners of this game will be going on to the finals. Let's actually take a list while they're thinking. Or take a look, some might say.
Take a look. It's on Longshanks.
At the Longshanks for some of the results. Flavortown is in the finals, as is Norbert and Gil.
Wow.
What a game that would
Nice.
be. So that does mean one of these folks will be paired down and it will be going to tiebreakers. Well, actually, hold on. I don't even know if these folks are 3-0. In fact, they can't be because there's no one left that's 3-0. So these gents are 2-1. And 1-1-1. Oh, there was a draw. So that means we do have our finals. The next game on stream is going to be the Filthy European Socialists with Dr. Norbert and Gil, and Flavortown with Jacob Deaton and Mike DeLuca.
Nice.
So we got a Stampede and a Gore into Black Cat.
Rhino's still chasing down Black Cat. He'll get her eventually.
So we got the Stampede here and the Gore. Rolling them dices, those Mises, those Mices. Flavortown is filled with spices. And that's looking like that's going to be nothing.
Wow.
He's going to get the place. He will have an additional Gore at least. Rhino.
Yeah, she only has a couple left.
So Rhino is healthy here. He should be placing himself within one of
Yeah.
the Extremis Council.
Got it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's measuring that out too. Good.
Yep. There he goes. And now just the regular old standard Gore.
Poke.
One. Nothing.
Got
Nothing.
no successes though. So one. I think she's got one left. Maybe
Yeah.
two.
Because I think she Extremis last turn, giving herself a little bit more breathing room, so that should leave her on one. Actually, I think she healed twice for some reason, if I recall. But She's certainly not super healthy, but she's also not KO'd.
All right, if she's injured, Rhino's not. He's got that point. Forgot about that.
How many channel points for me to hug DeLuca and Deaton for you? Dude, I did that for free. No issue there.
You spend a whole bunch. Tim,
Wait, 70,000 of Alyssa's points.
I was going to say, like,
70,000 of Alyssa's
they've been
points.
threatening how much they're saving up their points. Cash in right now. 30,000 points per hug.
Yes. Yep. 35K per hug. If you want both, listen, it's going to cost Alyssa a crisp 70 grand. The thing is, with channel point redemptions and pain applied, Ben eventually feels bad. Alyssa just puts a brick on the gas pedal and jumps out of the car.
Yeah, she does.
$30K per hug.
Yeah, how many you have, Ben? 50?
Yeah, it's all relative here. Yeah, I would expect Ben's probably at 47,000. I think Alyssa at this point would probably be at like 59.
Offer him 350.
Give you about 350. All right, so Ghost Spider moving up.
Moving on up.
It looks like she's just going to be headed up here to hang out on an Extremis console. Don't give her those ideas, Tim. She's driving right now. Uh-oh. There was 2 wilds there. Taylor, what was...
So she picked up a Skrull.
Oh, she did.
Oh, she got one.
So she rolled a wild. She's good.
Okay. Dude, I don't know why
Where's the Skrull Miles from?
Oh, okay. I don't know. I'm still in this mode that I feel like they're trying to take over the Extremis consoles, which is simply not how the crisis works in any way, shape, or form.
Right.
I'm at 21K. She's at 45. Woof.
We're almost
Woof,
there.
woof. Yeah, you guys can almost afford it.
Just probably tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't know how fast people gain points.
Me neither. Probably something I should look into, as it regularly affects my life.
Almost weekly.
Yeah. Some might say sometimes daily. All right, looks like I see a judge. Looks like it's gonna
finally using
be...
Freedom Force here on the back point. I think we've seen that all game, and then Mystique can walk away from it and not worry about it. Where is Hulk? Oh, he's right there. He's blending in with the grass.
Hey, Rav.
The bushes.
Now you're at 20,750. Now you're at 20,500.
Why are you spending them now?
Wow.
We need 70,000 between the two of you.
Is that how you're going to spend 30,000 points?
These little redemptions. That's how he's mad about how much it's going to cost, so he's just going to do that for the next 30 hours of streaming.
He says there's 500 in good faith. The down payment. It'll get you a better rate.
Heals on the Extremis.
All right, Mystique is going to double move and heal on the Extremis. Sorry.
Looks, we're doing some measuring. What do we got left? Hulk?
Mm-hmm.
Is that it? Everybody else is gone our days, I believe.
Looks like it.
So where we sitting? Gwen is
up top on the
she
Extremis.
healthy?
She is not.
I can kind of see their card. She's right next to Black Cat's card. So that's contested. Oh no. And Brotherhood still has it? I think.
Yeah, I want to say so. I mean, Pyro, no, everyone is injured there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
And Miles is too far away. I'm pretty sure.
yeah. Miles is injured as well. So it looks like 2-on-2 up there, everyone injured.
Yeah, unless it's a weird spot underneath Juggernaut, I don't think Miles is within range of that one. Oh, Juggernaut's like, hey. Not Juggernaut. Hulk.
So that's a Gamma Leap.
I got something to say about this. You just move with Hulk twice and get a healthy person on that objective and just be like, mine.
Yeah, I mean, he might have enough power to throw some people right off it, too.
Oh, you could tell Dylan's over here.
Yeah. All right.
I'm doing something with Juggernaut. Maybe Hulk smash Juggernaut to throw him? Or you can just throw him, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think you Hulk smash, throw him. If maybe you KO him, maybe you throw him into one of his friends. Like Pyro.
Or you just move again and get on the point.
Looks like they're looking at some throw angles here. They're calling in Brian Watson, TO Supreme.
Run!
They're even letting him in the booth.
They lifted the rope for him.
Mm-hmm. Getting a judge call on it. What do we got? Could be anything, even a boat.
It could be a boat.
You've heard Chick.
Trying to throw Juggernaut into Pyro, we want to miss Glendo.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, trying to throw Juggernaut into Pyro without touching Gwen.
Without giving her the old love tap.
Ben did the math. He said, fun fact, prepare for 280 Owen Wilson wows for the rest of the weekend.
So here's the thing. You have to clear the hug with those two before. I will not unconsensually hug a con goer.
That's fair.
But I have literally no issues doing it.
Except for that one issue.
Oh,
just
yeah.
stated.
Yes. Hydrate.
Oh, thanks, you're lucky.
Beautiful. You can toss this one too. I'm gonna put this over there, bad boy.
A new plate of garbage.
A new plate of garbage with no napkin on it, which means it's still valid.
We're going to play Indomitable.
Okay, Indomitable. Great use of that.
Forget your plans
after
of
all that
throwing me.
delineation to say, well, I'm Indomitable still. Bring in a judge. Indomitable. You could throw Pyro at Juggernaut. What's the worst that could happen? You know?
That's what I'm saying. Well, because you'll be done the same time as us, right? It's all the same. Nope. I will make love to you.
Oh, Dylan's threatening us again.
I don't know if that was a threat.
The way he said it and the face he made when he said it.
I don't know what you're. As long as Dan's. We don't allow
Is he being mean again over there?
No. He's threatening a very specific type of assault.
way on the other side of Chicago. Yeah, we'll be over there in just a hot second. Okay. I mean, obviously,
Is that the hour mark? It is.
Juggernaut.
Okay, we're going to get the Juggernaut punch. Punch! Mixed bag there, showing 3 with a crit and a wild. 3 blocks so
Getting
far,
another
though.
4 attack successes, blocking 3.
Tell Dylan we got a 5-man squad in Hots. I will. Oh, he just left, and you know when he walks anywhere, it's with authority.
He walks very quickly.
Takes one. He's going to take it.
Okay, he just won. He's going to take it. Sounds like he needs some power. All right, trivia question time, guys. Just so you know,
Oh,
the winner of all of the winner that says the answer to this question first is going to get their own pack of the Adepticon 2023 alternate art tactics cards, which you've been seeing scroll through on a slideshow on the bottom left-hand side of the screen. This is an easy one, so you're going to want to be quick on this. Or should be.
relatively easy.
Relatively easy.
If you know the characters, not bad.
What is the name of the once mutant nation off the coast of Africa?
Oh, I know you're going to do that one.
What is the name of the once mutant nation off the coast of Africa? It is not Krakoa. Walrus of Doom.
Walrus of Doom! Oh, I love that name so much. I remember seeing that before. It is Genosha. Krakoa is what they currently live on. Yeah, that's in the Pacific Ocean, not the
Miles
Indian Ocean.
and Hulk. Sucker. All of the power from Juggernaut.
What?
Miles and Hulk, Sucker, all the power from Juggernaut.
That's so good.
Oh,
Poor L-Twigs. Come on.
all 4 power is gone. Walrus of Doom, make sure to email me, tim@professionalcasual.com, with the address that we should send your own Adepticon 2023 alternate art tactics cards pack 2. They're right here. They'll be packed up, shipped, and delivered to you. What's that?
One of our last 2 activations.
Last 2 activations of this game.
L-Twig said next time he's going to get second. He's going to keep moving up.
Yeah, at that rate, listen, man, the next one is all you. We got 1 more game left. You got probably 2 more shots. Not to mention all the shots that you guys will have tomorrow and Sunday at getting your own Adepticon 2023 alternate art tactics cards packs.
Yeah, because Tigger the Great and L-Twig were off by like just a few seconds.
Ghost Spider.
Ghost Spider, what about her?
Here.
Juggernaut.
Oh, Juggernaut's gonna punch Ghost Spider.
Boom! Oh, I thought he went for some reason.
Nope, not this round at least. Also, Alyssa says, don't ship our cards, we'll get them from you when we see you, which may be sooner than you think.
What does that mean? Are you
they-
guys driving here right now?
That'd be dope. Listen, it's only
Ben kicks
13
open
hours.
the door in a minute. With a tortilla.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Whoosh.
All right, so it did look like Gwen gained something there. Was that a Skrull?
She rolled for it, probably.
And we got the wild for the push.
Oh, we got the wild for the push.
She's getting pushed.
She take damage from that?
She took 2.
She took 2.
She's got 3 left.
She's got 3 left. Okay, so she was a little fresh. Those healings with the Extremis councils kind of slowing down the attrition in this game. All right. Look, I'm winding up this tortilla slap like Donkey Kong Super Smash Brothers. Email has been sent. Perfect. Walrus, well, congratulations on your win.
Walrus of
Once again, let me actually write down your
Doom.
name instead of just writing down the answer to the question. That was Genosha.
7 p.m. Genosha won.
I wanted a reminder, of what question they answered, but then I did that sometimes and didn't do it other times. But I have all the names, and make sure you get those emails out if you haven't already.
Did you get the right number of O's in Doom?
Oh, you know what? I didn't. Yeah, let's update that. Thankfully, I can turn that M into 2 more O's, which is exactly how many I need.
Pretty easily.
Look at that. Beautiful.
Is Juggernaut the last to go this round then?
I believe so. And we still have Black Cat, right? Black Cat and Juggernaut?
Because didn't Black Cat move over there and the Rhino chased her down?
No, I think she moved over there last turn when Rhino didn't KO her, and then she healed up, and then Rhino came over. I don't think she's gone this activation.
I don't see a check next to her, so. Oh, we got the handshake.
15-11 Brotherhood.
15 to 11. Brotherhood.
Oh, wow.
Woo.
Okay.
Well done.
Nice.
What a great game that was.
Woo.
Especially coming from way behind for the Web Warriors. I think very well played on both sides.
Yeah. Still pretty close. Like a victory margin of 4 is not
No,
huge.
not massive. It was 15 to 11 at the end? I think.
Yes, I believe so.
All right, work for me. See you guys Sunday. Ooh, all right. You're going to come here Sunday?
Have fun.
But yeah, have a good night at work. Get some rest and be your best. So at work, you can impress. Sorry, missed the final score. What was it? 15-11, Brotherhood.
Brotherhood.
Oh, on stream. No, that's fine, man. That's fine, man. All right, I think because we are a little over time, we're going to take and rush a very brief 5-minute break, maybe even 10 minutes at most, just so we can both tinkle and stretch our legs, grab a beverage.
Take
and
5 or 10.
You should as well.
Stretch those legs. Get up.
We are gonna be back in just a few moments. Let me change this so you'll know when we'll be back, which will be at 7. Let's go with 20. 7:20. A maximum of a 13-minute break.
7:20.
So go stretch, do some of your arm twists, right? Do some lifts, do some fist pumps in the air, right? Get the blood moving a little bit. Do some squats. Do some, whatever these are, chicken wings or something.
Chicken wings.
Go pee, grab a drink, and we will be right back, and I hope you will too.
Hey.